Many deals for a friend of the Grummles. Like you.
The exception.
You have beautiful hands. They are quite unused to physical labor, no?
War changes everything.
Kaiser remains of great symbolic importance to the German people.
You'll address him, sir, and you will speak only when spoken to, and all discussion of politics is forbidden.
You are to take immediate command of his military guard.
British Secret Service have an agent in the area. You kidnap, attempt homicide, and assassination. If anything happens to him, Captain, you'll be shot.
Captain, there's a British spy after me.
You'll be quite safe, Your Highness. My name is Stefan. I was wondering what yours was.
Mikhail. Take your clothes off.
The female staff are not to be interfered with.
The old man is getting a visit tomorrow from the head of the SS.
It seems we ought to go back to Berlin.
Can that be true? You asked me king again? I'm Jewish.
I don't care.
One day you might have to.
Do you?
Start will be making a thorough search of the house.
The SS murdered my father.
I think we should keep this to ourselves.
I'll protect you.
Are you serious?
Be careful. Nobody is safe.
Can an officer have a look?
Yeah, this looks sloppy.
Ribbit, how did you figure out how to get hide out of those guys when they're made out of metal and jelly?
Just the jelly ones. I can't skin the metal boys.
Alright, well, how are you skinning jelly?
They still have skin.
I don't think they do.
Well,
I
otherwise,
mean-
how do you keep the jelly together?
Membranes?
Yeah.
So much absorb. What the hell?
But what I'm arguing is that you can't remove the membrane. Like, is it really skinning
I say that I am.
Is it skinning if you pop a water balloon? Did you skin that water balloon?
I don't know, but you're not. It's not like the water balloon doesn't have a solid on the inside, and so like.
Yeah, it does.
Say you had. What? No, the water balloon has a liquid. That's why it's water, idiot.
That's what I'm saying. Jelly is.
This
Jelly
jelly's not
is-
a liquid.
Yeah, it is. It's just a viscous liquid. Brother, glass is a liquid. It's a really viscous liquid.
I know what you're getting
Darkness
at.
is
Glass
totally a
is
liquid.
not a
What do you call
liquid.
ink?
It's yellow.
Like I know,
Glass
like
being a liquid
peanut
is a lot.
butter is a liquid.
Yellow, bro. Spoke.
Yeah, peanut butter is also a liquid. So yeah, they're just full of peanut butter. I don't see how if you
Just like
pop
Cammy's
a water
brain.
balloon full of peanut butter,
Yeah,
I
but
don't think you
then-
skinned the peanut butter.
Yeah,
Raven's
but if
back.
the-
Incredible.
If
Oh
the
God,
peanut
shut the
butter
fuck
is
up. My head
adhered
hurts.
to the water balloon, and then you peel the water balloon off of the peanut butter.
In space, you mean? We're doing this in space, yes?
No, he's skinning these jelly boys, and I am
No.
saying
I want to cover a water balloon in peanut butter in space.
no. You've got it backwards. You've covered the peanut butter with the
In
balloon
separate water
portion.
balloons. Yeah.
Can I eat
No,
the
no.
peanut butter?
I mean, you can eat whatever you want.
Fantastic.
Only if you
Wait,
do
what
the
is
thing
this?
that my dog does, where it has like a little bit left on its tongue and it can't get it off.
That's not where I thought you were going with that. It's probably better.
Oh no, that's not where I was going with
Down,
that.
Cammy. Calm down. It's too early in the night
Oh,
for that.
bum.
I have too many teeth to do that.
But yeah, I just take issue with the fact that I don't think these things are skinnable. I think at best you're poking a hole in it and draining it, which is not skinning.
No, but I'm removing the container.
Yeah, I still don't think popping a balloon is skinning.
It's not popping it though. You are peeling the balloon off of
The air.
the inside.
I don't
No,
think
no.
a dark drifter would be
It's
the
just you're doing
jellyfish.
it really, really fast. It's efficient.
I do have a lot of finesse.
But if a dark drifter were a jellyfish, wouldn't it be surrounded by a circle of water, like fish are when out of water?
No. The dark is the thing that they drift through.
They swim through ink. Catch up.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
saying that
catch up.
they're not. They look like jellyfish, but they're not jellyfish. They're like a parallel evolution,
No,
coming to the same form, but they have a heart outside.
I don't think they have a heart outside. I can't see a heart. Also, putting your heart on the outside seems like a really inefficient
Hard.
evolutionary trait.
I think Adventure Time
I've
covered
played
that.
too much Deltarune to take part in this conversation.
Dude, what? Why did I trust it? Trust it. Get me out of this hell. Get me out.
Is the typhoon icon still like a giant wave?
Yeah, it's pink wave.
Oh, is it pink?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying to
pink.
find.
Remember when it used to look like a pink wave too?
I'm trying to make a water transmog set, but I don't know what icon to use it or use for it.
Ursul's Vortex looks fairly watery.
Healing Rain.
Yeah, Healing Rain's
Yeah,
alright.
Healing Rain could be good.
Chain Heal.
Chain Heal's so green.
Pretty much
Hell
any
yeah.
of the Devour Demon Hunter buttons, they're all fucking
Riptide.
blue.
Ooh, no, I think you're on.
No,
to
there's a fucking trinket from
Hell yeah.
The water
Jaina.
droplet from no, what's the one from Dragonflight? Halls of whatever.
Atonement.
Halls of Valor.
Oh, no,
Infusion.
not Atonement.
Infusion.
Yeah, Halls of
Infusion, there you go. Yeah, that one.
Atonement's fucking Shadowlands.
Pretty sure there's a trinket in there that's the right design.
The one there was one from Jaina that I think was or
There's
that
been too many
dungeon
holes.
That was
There is water is
there are-
beating heart and a globe of ice there.
I think as of this season, I guess Sethralus was like a second time, but someone had made like oops all halls like as a Mythic Plus season, and they put them all in there. Like,
Yeah,
but they
because you got
included
Infusion, Atonement, Valor, Halls of Stone, Reflection, Halls of
Yeah, no.
Lightning.
What they-
yeah,
Halls of
lightning
Origination.
and stone were clutch, both existing.
They should just do Blackrock Depths and just separate it
it.
into like
Stop
6
it.
dungeons.
No, you
Stop
have
it.
to do the whole thing.
Also,
Yeah, the
there's
timer's
some
actually an
mage-
hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And you don't get to choose any sort of breakpoints. You have to do the whole thing.
Well, it should be like 3 hours. That shit is way longer than you think. But there's a good mage spell here. I have no idea what fucking spell this is, but it's a white hand just like spewing water out of its palm downwardly.
Is it the old water elemental water jet?
I don't think so, but maybe
It's probably a water elemental ability.
It doesn't
What are-
look
what are
like
you
it where
looking
it
for?
is. It's right. It's 2 after blink
The best icon for
in
a
the
water
macro
transmog.
list.
Oh,
Uh,
like what water transmog?
oh wait, yeah,
Like,
actually,
for
just the
an
blue wave
icon for
from
the
from
actual
the.
set.
You should actually just use the blue wave from the old water elemental spell.
Is it really that good? I went past mage already.
Amy,
Uh,
promote Rocks to assist, please.
Don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
I did say please.
Don't ask me to do things.
Oh
I'm
my god,
lazy.
I got stuck on polymorph, and then there was like, it took me like 10 seconds to realize, wait, none of these other spells are mage spells.
Derm,
Yeah,
feed us.
I think
Dons,
one of
feed
those
us.
two is probably your best choice.
Start the raid. Is it started? Good. Gonna remove group 8 so it doesn't break the fucking system, which is bad. Something notable since we're gonna see phase 3, and I forgot about this until now. Everybody needs to put a sound on Star Splinter because we are going to get to phase 4 and you are going to be pixel stacked with every single person, and you are going to need to know that you have Star Splinter. So if you do not have a sound on Star Splinter right now, you have to go put one on.
You can assign that in Northern Sky, right?
Probably,
It's bigwigs.
but I would just use bigwigs. You can go to Star Splinter. It's in the intermission, or it is in stage 3, I believe is what they call it. But
No, but I mean, if you just want to have it in that stage,
yeah, you could do it like that if you needed it only then. But people should get used to hearing the sound and know, oh, that means it's on me. It'll help train us for when we get to that phase and it doesn't fuck us.
oh no, it doesn't look like I have it. Sad. Unless it means blazers. Is blazers what they refer to it? Because it's
Yeah,
like the
'cause it's
P4, right?
Blaze
It's the final phase or whatever. The secret phase.
Yeah.
They won't let me put a sound on Star Splinter.
Intermission, Star Splinter, sound.
Sound file.
Oh, intermission. Okay.
No, it's not actually intermission.
It's a private aura. My fault. You're right. You're right. You have to go to the private aura section. I did it before, so I don't remember where it was, but yeah, it is there for sure.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
What's a good Star Splinter sound?
Pew!
The cat meowing.
I got Zoidberg.
I would probably just go with move personally. Actually,
The polar bear growl's pretty good.
Just use the error beep and get freaked out.
I don't know why you just make it Discord notification noise.
Oh god. Would you set it as, Cammy? Move?
I would genuinely set it as move.
Raver, also make sure you grab a
Move, get away. Any actual words that tell me the action I need to take. I personally have eyes, so until I mess it up, I'm gonna skip that step. But
So Key, you are dropping off your thing to me, and then after the intermission is over, you are running back to me. Like I'm gonna, for the final blaze line, I'm gonna put it on the ground, and you are gonna pick it up.
Oh, so different from the yesterday?
Yeah, you're gonna be over there, and then I'm gonna be like next to you, and you pick it up afterwards.
Alright.
So that we don't have to do the juggle inside the phase.
Yeah, sound good.
Couple charges on potions left before we pull.
Oh my god.
Oh, did I snooze? I think I snoozed on the other cauldron.
Can I get Warlock cookies one more time, please?
Can you tell me about this game? What is it?
Whenever they shoot, their ass jiggle.
So you kind of know that people are gooning to it.
If you drop a man dying of thirst in a vast ocean, what is he gonna drink?
Can you tell me?
Okay. Epic. Alright. So
Are you ready, Matt?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Sorry.
Good.
Oh fuck.
5.
No.
4, 3.
No. God damn it.
Interrupt. Grip crystal.
oh, the fact that I saved that is crazy.
I know, it was like, I was like, oh, it's already gone off.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong spec. I have the wrong interrupt.
It'll be 2 on orange, I think, every time. Which is first ad frame.
It's particularly crazy because I did it with
Triangle is
Tab.
second.
Diamond's third.
Circle is last. Triangle 2, circle 5. Diamond 3.
Lift.
Good comms.
Got pillars. And we saved Durham and everything. Much glaive. Never mind.
Holy mackerel.
Fix your spec/interrupt button.
I was gonna blink the right way, and then the glaive came at me, so I moved a little bit the wrong way. You fucking idiot. Again.
I'm good now.
You fucking dumbass.
And I have my action bars now.
Do you actually have me on the interrupt?
Yep.
Yes, you are.
Same as before?
You are 4th on frame 1.
Oh, no. Okay. So boss 1, 4?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be boss 2? Isn't the boss boss 1?
Boss is boss 1, but yeah, like additional person frame 2.
Hold on, let me just double check.
Yeah. Use the thingy.
Yeah.
Use the thingy, Kimmy says.
the website thing that does it for you.
Where were you previously? Do you know?
No, I'm still on Boss Room 2.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Weird.
Of the Center for Applied History at the conservative think tank, the MCC.
Problem.
Welcome.
Well, I just
to
didn't
Head to
hear.
Head. Maximilian Krah, thank you for joining me on the show.
An interrupt.
Thank you for inviting me. For many years,
Yeah, first poll
we
I
wondered
never
whether we
played
should
it.
have the AFD on this show. You're top of the polls,
That shit
but
doesn't
you're
load
also
first poll
considered
ever.
to be an extremist party. That is the view, for
What?
example, of Germany's domestic intelligence agency, the BFV,
I don't know,
which
mine
last year
does.
classified your party as a right-wing extremist organization, a designation that admittedly is on hold, it's on pause, while your party contests it in court. But 3 of your state party chapters were also classified as extremist. Your youth wing, since being disbanded. So when your critics say the AFD is an extremist organization, a racist far-right threat to German democracy, they're not wrong, are they, based on the evidence?
They are, because the question is, are they completely objective or are they, are they politically instrumentalized? The intelligence get their orders from the Ministry of Interior. And now look, we came and now we are the strongest
Filler?
party in the polls. We are in East Germany close to 50%. Our success costs a lot of jobs for established politicians. And now you have two ways. You can argue with us like we do today, so you can debate, or you can just say they are extremists, shut them.
A poll came out last month from ZDF, a very respected poll, found 72% of Germans say the AFD is a danger to democracy.
True.
7 out of 10 Germans think your party is a danger to democracy.
We have to work. We have to work and convince people that we are not. But if the mainstream media is telling the audience that we are a danger for years and years, then of course some people believe that.
Well, it's not just the mainstream media. Germany's domestic intelligence agency is saying, and you're saying they're biased.
Yes, they are biased, and
But
the
that's
people.
weird because when they were criticizing Muslim groups for being extremist, you cited them in your manifesto in 2017. You were fine to quote them.
Yeah, but sometimes we read what they write and then we say, okay, this is maybe biased and that is not biased.
Oh, the bit that's anti-you is
so
biased,
we
and the bit that's
take-
anti-Muslim is not biased.
It's a question of analyze. So that they take the facts and then they make an interpretation. And what they interpret as extremists in our case is a standard for politicians outside. So, I mean, look, we have in Austria the Freedom Party that in some parts is more to the right wing than we are. And we don't talk about Donald Trump. But given the standards of the German domestic intelligence and taken to Donald Trump, I mean, he would be much more than extremist. So
Do you think Donald Trump is to your right?
we are very close to Donald Trump. But
You've called yourself the German Donald Trump.
I didn't call, others called me that way, and I think it's flattering.
You introduce yourself to a journalist and a spectator in that way. There are many watching today who will say that you, the German Donald Trump, are yourself an extremist. In the German intelligence agency's report on the AfD, you were cited hundreds of times by name. They said your view of humanity is incompatible with the German constitution. You were also famously on record saying, quote, not all members of the Nazi SS were criminals. Something so outrageous that even your own party, they kicked you out of their parliamentary delegation.
It's not completely right.
Well, Marine Le Pen, the French far-right leader, said, that's too much even for me. And they cut off ties with you.
But that is a simplification. Marine Le Pen always
Right.
wanted to kick the AfD out of her group for several traditional reasons the French right has adrift. And they needed a reason, or they needed something they could sell to
You
the press.
defending the SS?
No, I never defended. There was a lady, and she told me, Mr. Krah, you said we should be proud of our ancestors. Now, my grandfather was an SS soldier. What do you say to me?
Germans are. I love you guys. Sorry, it's not funny. I'm sorry.
Now, my grandfather was an SS soldier. What do you say to me? And then I asked, have you checked the case? Was he a criminal? Only from the given fact that he was member, I will not tell you that he was a criminal.
It's like, just as a quick thing. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know what are they called? The stupid waffle, whatever the fuck the German military under the Nazi regime was like I don't know what they call it. But it's the German military. Okay, the SS is like that was like the special fucking, not the waffles. That was the special fucking crazy dudes. Okay. That's a crazy thing to say. Like, there's a good argument to be made. People, it's kind of edgy. It's like, oh, I think every German soldier was like an evil Nazi.
Right
Sure,
as
but like,
beam came
I feel
out
like the argument is
directly on
probably a
top
bit
of me.
harder to make for the SS.
Tried to pick it back up.
That's
in time.
that's a pretty
but
no.
was not
I
fast
feel
enough.
like it's kind of a crazy, like my Nazi paramilitary group, bruh. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Jesus.
Criminal. Only from the given fact that he was member, I will not tell you that he was a criminal. And I mean, this is the praxis that even the Allied forces during World War II.
Oh, the Wehrmacht, is that it?
made for those cases. So
Well,
when
the
they
Nuremberg
captured an
Trial
SS soldier,
declared
they
the SS
asked,
to be a
"Are you?"
criminal organization, as you know.
Yeah, but the SS is a criminal organization, but not each and every one. You have to check: is he guilty? Is he a
Ian
criminal?
Laser,
I never
check
denied one
your
German crime in the during the World
stuff.
War, but I say, even then
Your
you have to check.
I just,
Yeah, Laser,
and
you've
maybe
been
this is very German
bounced over
public.
here.
Did he
and
think that
Keys
line was
been
gonna like
moved all
hit
the way up
hard?
there.
He's like, you guys say that we're so dangerous. You understand that my dad was in the SS. So what
Also,
do you,
Sylvan,
what do you have
I
to say
think
to
we
that?
talked
He's like,
about
"That
it
makes
because
sense."
you
Like,
were not
what do you-
here.
What?
I think X is
Look,
probably going
look
to
at what's happening
rescue you
in
to
the
put
German
you
parliament
into
right
the
now.
exact spot you
Matthias
need to be,
Helfrich,
so you
who
don't have
called
to
himself
focus
a
on
friendly
that as
face of
much.
Nazism. Dario Zeifer, he was a former
Okay.
member of a
I kinda
neo-Nazi group
noticed.
that's blacklisted by the AfD.
Yeah.
He's a member
I
of the
definitely didn't do it that
parliament,
pull.
he's an employee. Dario Zeifer.
Smile.
I got
He should be my
close.
colleague, I've
Somebody
never
put me
heard of him.
close.
He's
I got
the
you
member of
close.
the
It wasn't
Bundestag,
to the spot, but it
Yet
was
he's
in
in
the right
Angela
area.
Merkel's seat in parliament, so people know him quite well. It's weird that you don't-
Yeah, positioning
That's the
on
guy.
that left side
The
from
former
everybody,
neo-Nazi
melee and
group
range,
member.
is a little
Then there's
too
Bjorn Höcke, one of your
loosey-goosey.
party's
Don't
most
move unless you don't
influential
have to,
figures
and
at
go
the
to the
AfD.
exact same
Twice
spot
convicted
every time.
in a
It's
German
causing
court for using the
inconsistencies
ban
that
the
the right
Nazi
side
slogan,
doesn't have.
everything for Germany.
Interrupt.
But the motto of Hitler's stormtroopers. He said it twice, and then he said, it's wrong to portray Hitler as, quote, absolutely evil. There do seem to be a lot of Nazi sympathizers.
Yeah, but let's say, I mean, the audience can
Interrupt.
decide it. If I would say everything for the United Kingdom, then you would say, okay, it's a patriotic faith. I was always interested in history. I didn't know that this was a special Nazi slogan. And he said,
He did. He's a history teacher.
maybe. I would say we have a problem with free speech. The phrase
Flames.
everything for Germany was used much,
But is
often
this a
much
free
before.
speech issue, or is this an
Memory
issue that there's a
game.
lot of people in your party who like to play footsie with Nazis or with the Nazi period of history?
Maybe it sounds that way, but it's not the fact. I wouldn't say that this is typical. Look, we talk about
Every single one of these people that do
Lives.
this, like, well, the swastika used to be a thing of peace. Was like, well, people used to say this. Immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. Trump, says, well, people used to say that. It reminds me of like, it reminds me of the.
Interrupts. Interrupt. Grip.
This is like every fucking conservative, every fucking. It's just like is I don't know, man.
but often much before.
The guy was a history teacher.
Issue, or is this an issue that there's a lot of people in your party who like to play footsie
Memory
with
game.
Nazis or with the Nazi period of history?
Maybe it sounds that way, but it's not the fact. I wouldn't say that this is typical. Look, we talk about immigration, we talk about demographics, we talk about economic development. And then, okay, the party is now more than 10 years old, and you will find such examples which I don't like. Those are bad examples. But you cannot judge a party by such isolated facts. You have to make a whole...
I mentioned two members of
big-
parliament, one of whom you conveniently hadn't heard of, and the most influential state leader of your party, Bjorn
No,
Höcke.
not the most influential. Come on.
Bjorn Höcke
Thuringia is a very small
He's
state.
seen
and
as one of the most influential.
In fact, he sees himself.
In
maybe
fact,
as that,
Alice
but-
Weidel was asked, would you make him a minister? And she said yes. So we're looking at a future government minister as well, saying this stuff.
I tell you that he will not become part of the government.
How do you know that? Alice Weidel said she could be.
Yeah, he said she can imagine, but what shall you do? Imagine you're on a TV studio and they ask you after a member of your own party, and you don't begin to split your own party.
Oh, I can't grip that one. Didn't I overlap too hard?
Remigration of getting
Quick
rid of
the crystals,
immigrants, which is
everybody,
a far-right concept.
now we're dead.
Austrian extremist ally of
What is remigration? Maybe it translates differently in German. That's just a crazy
Memory
word.
game.
Have we adopted that over here yet? Does anybody else in Europe use that term? Remigration?
your party who once stuck a swastika on a synagogue. It was in your party manifesto, the word
The UK
remigration
does
last year.
sometimes? Okay.
You have recently distanced yourself from it, I believe, having once been a champion of it.
No, I've never been a champion of it. I have made clear that I don't like that the concept is completely unacceptable. My own wife is from Slovakia, so she is an immigrant. So you cannot tell me that I want to remigrate.
It's like, how does every conservative, it's got to be a global thing. I changed everything I said about everything. I do believe in the global conspiracy shit. It's every single person has the same talking points. All conservatives share one brain. It's like the Kala from the Protoss and StarCraft. They all have the same talking points. Like, you think that I hate immigrants? My wife is from the former glorious, she's an Austrian. So she's, it's like literally
that's a bad
the same country Hitler's from. I don't know, man.
Well, I can't actually,
I'm sorry,
hold
that's
on,
not
hold on.
the way it
The
works.
fact that your wife is an immigrant from Slovakia doesn't mean you didn't write a book about remigration.
I never
It
wrote a
doesn't
book about
mean-
remigration. I wrote a book on what it means to be right-wing, contemporary right-wing. The book on remigration was written by an Austrian, Mr. Zellner.
He came up with the concept, and you endorsed it and pushed it. I just watched an interview with this afternoon, where you talked to the interviewer, 2023 interview, only 3 years ago. Yeah. You said we should do it. We could give the right incentives.
Oh, sorry. We are using that term now.
4.
Who let Stephen
3,
Miller tweet from all these
2,
accounts? I know he's logged into
1.
everyone on his phone. He's got like all of these accounts on his fucking Twitter swap profile thing. Homeland Security, remigrate. Just as a heads up, regardless of what, and I already know there's some retarded Americans in here that are going to say it, this is not a term that we use in the United States. Remigration? I don't know if I've ever heard a politician use that before. I don't even know if I can remember Stephen Miller using it. This is not an ordinary term that we use in the United States. It's a crazy fucking word.
We should be migration. Yeah, but not to people who have to.
Galar?
Of course, we
Memory
have. Look,
game.
Germany has the second largest number of refugees worldwide after Colombia. Of course, we have to take care that a large number of those people who came, who have not integrated in society, don't speak the language, that they go back into their home countries when the war is over.
You said this is about finding a path to raise the patriotic consciousness of the indigenous population again and to motivate migrants. This is 2023 to either assimilate or remigrate. That's Politics from the Right, a book you wrote in 2023.
Germany, there are two meanings of the word remigration. You are right, there is one which is given by Mr. Zellner. And I clearly dissed that. No, I clearly dissed that. It's not even allowed to members of parliament from our party to have joint events with him.
Hold on.
Why
were 3 members of your party at an event with him last month in Porto?
And we will clear that with them and we'll make them clear that this is not okay. We made very clear that we don't allow.
And I don't know what movies I'm thinking of too. It also doesn't help. I'm sorry, this is just me. It's legitimately an American, I guess, racism thing or whatever. I feel like there are, like, is it a comedy movie or what movie am I thinking of where there's like a bad guy who's a German and he talks to, he has this, or is it just like every Nazi fucking trope or whatever in the US where they, this guy sounds like a, he sounds like a Nazi bad guy in an American movie that's like not even German. He's probably like British, but they're like an American actor doing a bad German accent. I don't know, sorry.
Join will make them clear that this is not okay. True.
Play.
We made very clear that we don't allow joint events with Mr. Zellner in public. There are
You
two
used to do events with him.
I met him in from a publishing house. They had a big event. Well, he was a guest, I was a guest. But look, I meet so many people, and of course there are groups that vote us, and they follow his
What is your
movement.
definition of remigration?
Remigration is the sum of all legal ways to bring people out of the country who don't have the right to stay there. So if you have criminals, they have to leave. If you have people who live only from welfare and don't want to work, they should leave. So all legal
migration.
This is what criminals.
This is what the Labour government does in this country. That's not controversial.
This is not controversial because the official definition of our party, what we as a party understand by remigration, was now judged by the German administrative court.
I guess I'm going to toss you to that.
And the way AfD is using the word remigration, there's no problem with the
Memory
constitution. This is why this extremism thing is now on hold. Because we have another.
You're still gonna die.
As we mentioned earlier, one of your leading AfD leaders. Who? He said Bjorn Höcke.
He's not leading. He's not even in the executive board.
He's the
Blame
leader of your party
Foundation.
in the German state.
We have
He said
17.
without
I think it
problem,
did
we
the
would
vote
also
again.
without problem be able to live with 20 to 30% fewer people in Germany. How do you get to 20 to 30% fewer people in Germany without reporting German
I don't know. He's a sports teacher, not the man.
German population. It's like, I'm gonna get 50, 60 million? How many Germany population? 84 million. He said 20 to 30% less, deporting a quarter of the population. Deporting 20 million people? Holy shit. This reminds me of the talking point from, was it Kristi Noem who tweeted this out, and then Stephen Miller agreed or something? In America, there's like some racist way to get to how many Hispanic people are here, and it was like 60 million or something. Like we need to deport 60 million people or something, or is it 100 million or something like that? Or...
Never mind.
Party in a German state. He said, without problem, we would also, without problem, be able to live with 20 to 30% fewer people in Germany. How do you get to 20 to 30% fewer people in Germany without deporting German
I don't know.
citizens?
He's a sports teacher, not a math teacher. Ask him.
I'm asking you.
Yes, sorry about that.
If you want, we can call him. I mean,
Not good.
look, once again, I don't know about his calculation, and this is not what is written in our manifesto. In our manifesto is very clear.
I mean, you and me
Remigration
are
is the
holding
sum
star
of
crystals
all
now,
legally
alternating
possible ways.
with
Remigration
whatever.
is a far right concept.
Drop in
It's about
3,
deporting
2,
Citizens
1.
who are not assimilated. That is how Martin Selber is defined.
This is Mr. Zellner's definition.
You can try and redefine it, but that's what it means.
Drop in
That's why it's
3,
always been a far right
2,
stance.
It's
1.
Mr. Zellner's definition, which is used here in
It's
Britain.
so funny
I'll go
that like,
get it after
conservatives want to
these.
do this thing where they're clearly choosing terms to court certain audiences, and they know it. We all know it. It's obvious, right?
Dodge this shit.
Meanwhile, when they get in charge of things, anything that even remotely sounds like a bad thing has to go just because of the way that it sounds. Was it Anna Pauline or whatever, that crazy congresswoman? I feel like I just saw a congresswoman tweet out a thing about banning all transgenic research in mice because it's like transing mice.
Amy,
Whereas
sneak an
transgenic
intermission,
is you're
hug a
swapping
little
out
more
different parts of the
to
genome in order to make some
fusion side,
systems
and I'll
more
hug a
similar to
little more
humans for
towards
genetic
Key's
testing.
side.
But when they saw trans, they just
Because
assumed
Key
they were
is
turning the mice
Nordic and
trans.
eventually
Like,
morphological
and
and
just the
get it
word
from
itself
me.
triggers them so much, they were like, we have to ban all this trans research. It's like so fucking retarded.
I can hug more left as opposed
Did we
to
do the spread there fine?
Was that what killed us?
We
or
have
was
Mr.
it
Xander's
something else?
definition, and we have the definition.
We
of
definitely
Homo.
had someone
someone-
holding crystals.
Someone definitely was on top of something that they shouldn't have
That
been.
sounds like a grade school thing, maybe. Yeah.
Someone did not dodge.
That's
Is that
why
what
I
caused the
advise my
soaks?
party not to
Those-
use this
there
word.
was-
Yes.
That's interesting that you say that. You advise
Fusion,
your
were you
party
too
not to use
close?
the word, not
Or
because you don't
think
believe
you
in
were
it,
far enough
because you
away?
know you'll get banned if you use it. I mean, it sounds
I
cynical.
think I was far enough
We have
away.
more and
I was in
more
my
migrants in
spot.
Germany who vote AfD.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm the
I mean, I
champion.
thought you were
realize
like,
I
you know,
made a
you were
lot of
inching
videos
backwards.
in which
So
I made clear.
they overlap
Especially
of
the
it. It's
Turkish
really hard.
community should
Sometimes
vote
it's kind of
AfD.
hard to tell.
I mean, I
Soviet
think so.
community
If we want to
already
look,
did that. Let's
if
talk
we want to
about
mark
it.
that one and
One
look,
party
but
leader,
I don't think I
Alice
hit
Weidel,
anything.
Distinguish between Germans
Yeah, I think he should
and
have been good.
passport Germans, she says. People who acquired German citizenship, weren't born with it.
We
Will there
don't
be
have
two
two
classes?
classes,
Will there be two classes?
How many
years ago? She said it in 2019.
Yeah, this is 7 years ago.
And then never
then-
since.
let me finish.
Never since.
There are two
Then in
people
August
holding crystals when the
2025,
circles
last year,
went
she was
out.
asked about it, and she
Oh,
defended
okay.
the use
They
of
didn't
passport
repick
Germans
up.
in an interview
Isn't
with
that
Vel.
that's happened? That
So
happened
I
last
only
time
know
too.
the old thing.
You know, I try to like
but
address that. It seems like it
Your wife
happens
is from
frequently
Sri
enough.
Lanka. Yeah. You will
It's
really
just
tell
people
me
not
that
dropping on
party
the
leader
timer.
Who has a wife from
Yeah.
Sri Lanka
Like,
has a racist view.
did
on
we
Yeah,
say
what
something
Tayton said.
Did we have something like they could do it more in a line, or is that not possible without Nord?
It's so good. They're
No, that's
undefeated,
not what that was. That
unbeatable.
was somebody dropping it early
you
and
have a
leaving
wife
the
from Sri
middle.
Lanka who looks like Sri Lanka. Then you are not.
Oh my god!
Same problem the other drop though.
Is this the state of German politics, or is this guy like an especially retarded AfD member? What's happening
Last
in
night,
Europe, guys?
we
Are
were
you
looking
okay?
at replay, and
There's
Tatum
like
dropped
Are
his
you okay over there?
half second before the other two
Brother,
people
are we
did.
okay?
When you have a wife
And
from Sri Lanka
he
who looks
picked up
like Sri
another one
Lanka,
because he was
then
eligible
you are
for
not
that
a
point, right?
racist.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
obvious.
Timer went
That's
off.
what you think racism comes down to.
Yeah, but I mean,
Whether you have
that's
friends or
the-
family who are
it's
non-white.
obvious.
Really?
This is the way. I mean, this is the typical.
Why is that
Technically-
last one not showing in my video?
Here
replay?
he
What the
said
fuck?
former Soviet population
logger.
votes for us.
Well, the first four are.
Russians.
Wait,
Russians are
is that not
super
poll four?
supportive of AfD, obviously,
poll
and they
four.
AfD is propped up by Russia.
Fuck? Oh,
And
okay. It was
a
just
lot
showing the wrong information. Okay.
from previously part of Germany
So
that was
everybody runs out.
by Soviet Union. They are the biggest AfD
And
voters, obviously.
Raver
And
still
it's
has
very
his
funny,
for sure.
and like people, by the
What?
way, they cackled like
Yeah,
hyenas
both Raver and Tatum have it on
when
my
Merz was
recorder.
talking about how important it is to help Ukraine. So yeah, I'm just saying, definitely not a Russian influence over there.
Well, anything to divide.
Because we
Europe,
spawned 4
you know?
soaks.
Yeah, Raver dropped
Yeah,
his.
but like
Raver
it's
dropped his
crazy
at
that the
0.4.
fucking Le Pen seems like sort of normal in comparison to these guys.
Oh, I haven't heard
Also-
many
Yeah,
things
I
really
should have been
directly,
like
but this
the
guy's
last
fucking
person to drop it. I
hilarious.
shouldn't have still had it.
Yeah, they're fucking nuts,
Nah, you were,
dude.
like, the
They're like
slowest
actual nuts.
person.
And the most hilarious joke I ever saw
Yeah,
recently
yeah,
was
yeah.
that the
I didn't
woman,
have it
main lady,
after.
Alice, that is now there. She's like a lesbian married to an Indian.
Mhm.
And like everyone is memeing because Vance is also married to an Indian.
Yeah.
And it's like behind every modern Nazi leader, there is like, or fascist leader, there is an Indian.
Should have it.
Yep, or a Jew
But
that
he's
they're married
dead.
to for some fucking reason.
Somebody's
US,
in
yeah.
the center that shouldn't be.
And this guy's also said Slovakian or something, like his
Right?
wife. And I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah.
Anyway,
There should be the 6
Yeah.
crystal carriers and 1 person.
Maximilian,
You,
2026.
Fusion,
Why did you
Taden,
say
Raver,
last year the
Dermy.
equality of citizens based solely
That's
on a piece of
6.
paper that one holds is the founding myth of the modern state?
Because it is the
Yeah, but it should be
the
7,
modern
right?
state
But
says
there's no,
that every
there's no
No.
equality between a
6 is right.
it's a complete equality. The myth or
6,
the
7.
basis of
Stop
the
it.
modern state is that every citizen is equal.
Maximilian, this is what you said in 2023.
Well,
when we talk about the people, das Volk, we are talking about a community of similars. When we talk about the people, it's far more than
Can
a
you look at the
political or
picture
legal
and
category. It is a
also,
natural,
real quick?
biological, verifiable reality.
The German
Did he say
Shouldn't he be, like,
biological?
Near Tatum a bit more? Like, there's
Nah.
I guess laser should be there.
Political or legal
There's like a
category.
huge
It is a
gap between
natural,
star and circle that no
biological,
one is at.
verifiable reality.
The German
That's
language
for
has a
Laser
problem.
and Dragon.
That
should be.
das Volk means both the ethnic group and the citizenship.
Laser and dragon. Okay, and then key should
Exact-
be.
Really?
Like
though?
I was like in the
It's
spot,
German,
but
it's
it
not
was
a
very
social
cramped.
contract. It is
felt
something
like.
that is in the genes.
Is there a separate term for that one?
Do you understand why people worry when German
Fusion
politicians start
needs
talking
to be
about the
closer to
genes?
Taden.
Yeah, we are not Sydney Sweeney.
Taden's
but
in the right
The
spot.
point is,
This is an intermission spread.
I'm
the
looking
point
at
is very easy.
P2
You have ethnic
spreads.
group and
P2
you have
spread,
citizenship.
You mentioned a lot of migrants are voting for the AfD.
Fusion's
Let's talk about
edge of Fusion circles on the edge of Taden circle. It needs to be like
But
your
the
player
point is
model is on the edge of
about
the
the gene
circles.
gap.
Everybody needs to scoot
Is there a
more.
separate term for
Joey
that
needs to be
one?
closer to X. Fusion needs to be closer to Taden. So Raver has a space.
Yeah, I
'Cause
found
that
a
did make
space.
it worse. Yeah, you found a
Um,
spot, but we want
Yeah,
that to be more
laser
reliable.
doing the intermission part, like not in phase 2, but intermission. Make sure you're like right here, essentially. Yeah.
Do you understand why people worry when German
Ethnic-
politicians start talking about the genes?
Rib, make sure. I mean, you were pretty close to Star.
Sydney Sweeney,
Captain
but
us.
the point
make
is-
sure, like basically hugging Star.
The point is very easy.
I'm
You have
always
ethnic
trying to
group
give
and you have
Dragon a
citizenship.
little
You
more
mentioned a lot of
space.
migrants
Laser
voting
and I
for the
were
AFD. Let's talk about
always like
Muslim
playing
Germans. A lot of Muslims
pretty
vote.
damn
Wait, did they
close
cut
to
that?
each
Or
other.
was he going to respond or what?
Easy. You have ethnic
Yeah,
group
like,
and you have
Laser got
citizenship.
moved.
You mentioned a lot of
just
migrants
for
are voting for the
cool.
AFD. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
but
Muslim
like
Germans. A lot
you're
of Muslims
taking
in
his
Germany.
spot, and he
You've
and I
said that
were
Islam
always
belongs
like
in Saudi Arabia,
nested
not
next to
Germany.
each other.
And the 2026 manifesto for the state of Saxony-Anhalt,
He is
Islam belongs in
technically-
Saudi Arabia, not
That's
the
a
AFD. Let's
weird-
talk about Muslim
that's
Germans. A lot of
weird
Muslims in
that
Germany.
Dirk's for
have to keep it
You've
in
said
that.
that Islam belongs in
Do
Saudi
people
Arabia,
know where they're
not
like they
Germany.
might have been moved
And the
spots?
2026 manifesto for the state of Saxony-Anhalt, this year's big election, calls Islam a culturally alien religion. Islam does not
If
belong
someone's in the wrong
to
spot
Germany.
during the thing,
You know
say
who
like,
used
hey,
similar
like
rhetoric
you
about a
shouldn't
religious
be
minority in
here.
Germany back in the
Like
1930s?
figure out where
Please
you're
don't
supposed to
bring
go.
Hitler.
Why?
Everyone wants to bring
Or
Hitler
tell
when there's
people to
trouble
scoot.
in Germany.
Like
Doesn't
you
it
can
sound
use
to
your
me
mic to be
exactly
like,
how the
you gotta
Nazis talk
scoot,
about
and then
it?
everybody in the
Philip,
line
I can point
will
to you if you
follow
want.
that
I
path.
say Turkish Germans shall vote for AFD. I mean, what
The
religion
Jews
usually
are
Turks
not
have?
German. They are an alien people in our midst. That was Hitler's words. How is that different to the AFD manifesto? Islam is a culturally alien religion, does not belong to Germany.
Where
What's
is
the
it from?
difference?
Is it a state level?
It is the Saxony-Anhalt manifesto for this year from the AFD. Are you going to disown this as well?
But this year is no election in Saxony.
This is the
What does that even fucking matter? What is it?
2026 manifesto. I'm reading from it now.
My constituency is in Saxony. I should know my manifesto, and I know that there is no election this year.
Saxony-Anhalt
Memory
election,
game.
September 2026.
Saxony-Anhalt. This is another. Okay.
I think everyone here heard me say Saxony-Anhalt.
Saxony-Anhalt. This is another. Okay.
I think everyone here heard me say
It's
Saxony-Anhalt
another state.
multiple
I'm sorry.
times.
We have many states in
This is a
Germany, and I'm not
desperate-
able to.
Can we
know
focus
all-
on the issue?
Wait, hold on, real quick. I feel like the first time I played through, if I ask that one guy in the front of the mayor's office for help, I can bribe him, and then he gives me something. What does he give you? Or is that a different chapter or something? But I didn't bribe him this time. Did I miss something?
Hitler said the Jews were not part of Germany; they were alien religion. This is what the AFD is saying about Muslims today.
Not really. The
just
point
want-
is, we invite every German citizen to be part of this. We have, meanwhile, an organization that
The weapon?
supports
Oh, that's just one,
migrants within the AFD, which are very
Interrupt.
influential.
Grip
The Kurds say, okay, you're not an extremist party anymore. Of course, our critics always bring points, even mistakes we
critics
made,
did not
made
write
mistakes,
your
mistakes we
manifesto,
made.
Maximilian. The AFD wrote this manifesto saying Islam does
Then
not
I have
belong
to
in
check it,
Germany.
but I can
Do you
tell you
agree with
something.
that sentence? That Islam does not
Killer?
belong in Germany.
The manifesto was
Memory
written
game.
by a scholar who speaks fluent Arabic, has a high appreciation of Islamic
I think
culture
you need
and
to
Islamic
understand that
people.
it
I
doesn't
can
matter
guarantee
whether
that.
you have Muslim friends or you're married to Sri Lankans, racism is racism. These statements are racist. Let's go to our panel here, who are waiting patiently. I'm joined by Gerald Knaus, chairman of the Berlin-based think tank, the European Stability Initiative. You heard us talking a lot about remigration. Maximilian says we've misunderstood it all. It just means deporting criminals. What's your response to that?
If the AfD is found to use Martin Sellner's term remigration, it can be brought to the Constitutional Court and be closed down. So it's very important for the AfD in its manifesto to write exactly the words that they were advised by lawyers. Maximilian Krah knows, as a lawyer, how dangerous it is for the AfD. So he's warned about it. Since January this year, AfD has continuously met Martin Sellner, inviting him to Thuringia, to the Landtag. Björn Höcke, whose party really this has become, Alice Weidel tried to kick him out once, she was unable. His party in Thuringia has invited Martin Sellner. Martin Sellner has made events in Brandenburg, where another AfD active politician, who's just been also in Portugal, has said Germany will do well with 20 million less people. And what the party in Sachsen-Anhalt is saying here is based on the most toxic myth in German, European, and Western politics today, the idea that there's a great replacement that needs to be reversed because it's an existential threat. I've lived in the Balkans in the 1990s. I've lived in Sarajevo. I've seen, after the Cold War, in Europe, how these kinds of ideas have led to ethnic cleansing, expulsions, and in the end, the genocide in Srebrenica. And when political parties talk like this, we need to be very, very careful because it's serious.
Before I let Maximilian come back in, let me bring in some other panelists here. I'm also joined by Ralph Schulhammer, head of the Center for Applied History at the MTC, a conservative think tank in Budapest. Ralph, what's your response to what you heard from Gerald and from Maximilian about remigration, ethnic cleansing, Islamophobia in Saxony-Anhalt?
I mean, I can give you easily a handful of quotes from the National Socialist Economic Program, and you will find people on the American and European left and also on the right would agree with it. But it's a little bit of a gotcha game. But secondly, the term remigration was coined as the description of Jews after World War II going back to the countries they fled from. That is the
What do you think of Germany's anti-Nazi laws? Do you think it produces better outcomes by shutting down evil parties, or do you think banning a party adds to their mystique and empowers their ideas? I can't speak to how everything plays out in Germany or whatever, or how it works over there in terms of whether or not it's been effective. One thing I wonder is that
Why did
maybe
we?
it's effective.
I remember us talking
but
about
the
this.
reason
Why did we
why
move
it's
swap
effective
Blazer
isn't because it's
and
good
Key?
to ban those political parties because they're
So
too
Key
radical or
can
something.
handle
Maybe it's good because
picking
those
up
types of
Key
people are
slash
the
Nord
types of
can
people who
pick up
use
the
like
crystal from me
incredibly
before the
disingenuous
intermission.
rhetoric, and ordinary people are just
So
so
we don't
fucking
have to do
retarded
the
to tell the
drop
difference.
pickup thing that's
right?
causing
Like,
issues.
I
in
am
the
a big
inter-
believer
in the
in
phase 2.
like if a Nazi can make a great argument for why we should be
pick it
fucking
up in the
Nazis, and it's like
intermissions,
better
which
than
is not
everything. Fuck it, I
picked
guess I
up
don't know.
in
Maybe we
phase
become
2.
arguments, you know, or I'm sorry, not arguments. Maybe we become Nazis.
So Alanon could tank instead of running a cat.
I mean, I personally don't think that would ever be the case. But the problem is that all the people that champion ideas like these
River
are
stood
always
still
the most
with a giant line
two-faced,
pointed right at his
duplicitous,
crystal.
like
Oh,
lying
okay.
motherfuckers who are pumping so
No
much
clutter
lies
issues
and so
going
much
on.
misinformation
No,
and are being
bad-
so
bad player issue.
dishonest about their positions in front of people. They don't actually own
Yeah, I felt fine
anything,
that
and that's
time.
what
Yeah.
Where's
I don't know, it
Coach
drives me
at?
fucking crazy. So maybe banning like the crazy bad parties is a way
He's
to
in
kind of, like,
Rottmeier, I
curb
think.
that thing, and it's not really about banning the bad parties. It's about the stupid
trying.
demagoguery and the,
Rottmeier, so painful.
the pernicious rhetoric. I don't know, but maybe I don't know.
5.
I
We
don't,
had
I
a
don't have
1%
I don't have a
white
strong opinion
zone.
on one right now. That's what I mean.
2.
Historic origin.
And then 10 people left.
By the way, remigration is happening as we speak. Germany is now the country with the second largest refugee population.
Does
the
it make
reason why
you
it's no
appreciate
longer
us
Iran
more?
and Turkey that they no longer have a larger population.
I fucking
Germany
hate
is
pugging,
because
so
people are
yes.
leaving Iran back to Afghanistan, 2.2 million, and people are leaving Turkey back to Syria.
You believe that
but that's
German
what they do.
citizens should be quote unquote remigrated?
No, but when
It's actually
Ali
gotten
speaks about
worse when
passport
gear was
Germans, I
easier
think
to
we have
get.
keep in mind how did naturalization laws change in Germany over the last couple of years. There was a term not coined by me, by the German government, so-called turbo naturalization. So they created quotas. I think in Berlin it was 40,000. That is, 40,000 people every year need to get citizenship. So this was no longer tied to people integrate, they learn the language, they become part of society. That we need to meet a number, therefore they have to become citizens.
Joe is shaking his head. Is that correct? Incorrect? You agree?
Well, no, it's incorrect. The German law is very clear. The turbo naturalization citizenship was for some people extremely qualified, the Japanese or the Indian engineer who's in the country and who after 3 years should get it. Very few people got it. What we have in Germany is a system where after 5 years, and a lot of refugees came more than 5 years ago, there are some conditions as well. But the reality is that Germany has had a lot of refugees who've being given protection.
I need to bring in Deborah, who's been waiting patiently. Deborah Feldman is a German-American writer, political commentator. The AfD is soaring in the polls. They may secure their first state premiership in Saxony-Anhalt in September.
Cannot get hit by lasers.
And a Jewish woman living in
Cannot
Berlin.
get hit by
How
glaives.
concerned are you about
Wastes our time.
the rise and rise of the AfD?
Do less damage.
Well, I'm a passport German, but I got my passport on.
What is the threshold to be considered successfully integrated? White. Honestly, this was one of my biggest issues with my debate with Constantine. And I guess I haven't done a good job explaining this, or I didn't in that debate, because even half of you fucking retards in my audience were getting mad at me for this. When I ask people, when I was asking Constantine, what are British values? What does it mean to be English? What does it mean to be historically or culturally English? And he refused to answer. Half the retards in my audience were like, oh, why is Destiny asking this? And he's being so stupid. Why, when Destiny says, how many immigrants is too much, does he really think there's not too much? Or why, when he's asking, what does it mean to be English, does he think there's no cultural difference between blah, blah, blah? No, bullshit. That's not at all what I mean. What I mean is if you're going to sit here and say that we need to start doing hardcore policy changes based on some vague concept of what it means to be part of a country, you should have a way to speak about it. And it's sad, too, because or maybe not, actually. Maybe nationalists and bigots have always been fucking retards. I feel like in the past, at least, they'd be able to say something. Even if it was bullshit, they'd be able to give you some kind of definition of what it means to be a good German or Aryan or whatever the fuck. I don't know, maybe they've always been
Can they
retarded.
not do that now?
Nobody that I've talked to can. Constantine spends every fucking day of his life jerking off about how horrible immigration is and how London doesn't look English anymore and there are too many fucking sand brown people or whatever everywhere. Exactly, but that's basically what he says. But then, yeah, I mean, I asked him in a debate, and I'm an American, so I don't really even know fuck all about British culture, so you could literally say fucking anything, and I'd probably just have to take it at face value. But I asked him that, what is British culture to you? And his answer was like, his answer to me was, if you took a Brit 50 years ago, and you took an Afghanistan citizen 50 years ago, and then you go forward in time, there'd be a difference between the Brit and the Afghanistani or whatever. And it's like, I don't know what the fuck. You really can't enunciate a single British value or tradition or anything that would make somebody like integrated into British. Like, he couldn't name a single fucking thing. It's just stupid as fuck.
Because these are the things that you would like. These would be your litmus tests for if people have immigrated.
Yeah,
you
would think so,
to
right?
give it to
Yeah.
a melee.
Assimilated
Rhett's
or
probably
whatever.
one of the better ones,
Exactly,
right?
You
Just
think
for the
for
mobility?
survivability reasons?
My Jewish
No,
grandfather,
I'm thinking
who
for
was
like
actually
he can
the
just do
son
mechanics
of
not in melee.
an ethnic German Catholic,
Or he can just
who
do
had
damage not
illegitimate
melee,
child with a
sorry.
Jewish woman.
They
As a
removed
result
a
of
lot
this,
of
he was
those
expelled from the
abilities.
German Volk.
Well, yeah, but
So in a
Rhett
sense,
still has the
I'm a
ability to like
product of
walk
what,
out of melee
Mr.
and
Krah
not
has
like
referred
still
to
be able to do
as
damage and tunnel with.
I 100% could tell that Destiny was kind of baiting me
Yeah,
to say,
but
"Well,
I would
I'm not
argue that
baiting anything.
damage
I
is
think these are
not
good
the
conversations
issue
to have,
in
but
any
have it
boss that
honestly.
we are
And if you're not going to
fighting,
have it honestly,
and
then
that
take a short
people
ride
just doing the
over the fucking
mechanics
Pacific in a
is
fucking
the-
helicopter or
the
Atlantic
critical
from
element.
from
What do you
from
think
Europe.
like an American value is?
I don't don't know. I think it's really difficult to define, but it would be something that comports with our constitution. So it would be a respect for
And
other
so
people's opinions or
play-
beliefs.
player
even if they
over
might cut against yours morally
spec
to
in-
some
in
extent, right?
that
I don't
situation
expect
by
a
a
person to come
mile.
here to be okay with murder.
I don't
but
think
I
it
do
was
expect them to
that,
have a significant difference related to, say, homosexuality
One person got hit
or
by the beam.
premarital
Somebody
sex
messed up
or
the
whatever,
memory
maybe,
game
maybe
in one of the
abortion.
down
Yeah.
phases. They got hit by dissonance, which I'm like almost 100% sure
it would
is
be
the
built
memory game was
around
done
basically
wrong.
those ideas of the country, and then something to do with being like a productive member of society, right? Like, what's that Marxist shit or whatever? From each according to his dick to each according to their pussy or whatever.
He's
Like,
not in the phase I
you
could
should,
see.
You should be able to work and contribute to society to some extent.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
something
say
based
something
around
around like the American dream of like you can come here and you can kind of like make a life for yourself and like do anything you want. blah,
Sure,
blah, blah,
something
blah,
something
in the
like that.
ideal. Yeah.
Because I do think that it's worth talking about in Europe. It seems to be the case that your integration programs, when it comes to like language and work for some of the refugees and some of the immigrants that you guys took on post 2015, is like kind of fucked. There's like a lot of people who are sitting in a country and then they end up not learning the language and then they're not even allowed to get jobs or work, so they just kind of like sit there and eat into your welfare state. I think this is totally a fine group of people to speak about. It's like, okay, do these motherfuckers still need to be here? Or what can we do to like change the situation? But the problem is none of the people that claim to care about these issues can ever have honest conversation, and they all just seem to be racist fucking retards. I'm sorry, but like it can't be that every single person that wants to talk about like refugees or
Jesus
talk about
Christ.
People that have been put into your country and then can't work for years and years and years and are leeching off your welfare. The only people that can criticize these people are the fucking fat racist dipshits. That can't possibly be the case. There must be some people that can make good criticisms about it. So that's all I push. So people like Constantine and these other fucking truth-sayer centrist retards are a poison to having an actual productive conversation about what do you do with these people, because now nobody can have the conversation because the racists are on one side and they fucking suck at it. They don't even give a fuck about the actual conversation. And then on the other side, you get a bunch of fucking soy cuck libs who are too scared to look like a racist, so they won't have the conversation. And then it's all fucked, bro.
Mixed culture. I already feel uncomfortable in Germany before the AfD is in power because I am a progressive and anti-Zionist Jew. So the liberal mainstream in Germany is very narrow and expels anything that doesn't belong. So my unease is already great and is, of course, increasing with the approach of the European Union.
If you say that the liberal mainstream is narrow and they blame everyone of extremism, like even you from the left side, and they do with us, so there's this
I'm
for
not
the
going to
auditorium to
vote
see
for you.
everyone is extremist who's not mainstream. I mean, it's very easy.
What do you make of Maximilian's position that remigration now is not the definition? He's not a fan of the concept. Do you buy that?
You've very openly said that you understand it is not strategic to...
Also, there's a problem with how right-wingers don't actually have any realistic point of reference. In Poland, right-wing cries about Ukrainian refugees on welfare all the time. Ukrainians are happy to work as much. Yeah, but another thing too is it's just like a friend that comes along and they just fucking bitch about everything and they talk about how things used to be better, and then that's it. And they never have any good ideas or never actually volunteer anything themselves. Because like, where the fuck are the successful right-wing governments over the past, post Brexit? I mean, like, where the fuck are these right-wing governments that have come into power and it's like, damn, that right-wing government came over and they really actually fucking changed shit around. They really actually got shit done. Holy fuck. There's got to be at least one. Are there any in Europe? I don't know. It's just so fucking annoying and stupid. I guess the Netherlands is kind of center-rightish, or usually run by them, but I don't know how big of a country. It's so cringe.
To maintain these convictions publicly, and I understand you want to bring your party into the mainstream. You would like to have access to the power that the mainstream now has access to. What you've said about Jews in Germany is the Israelis are great because they're ethno-nationalists defending their borders. The current Jews in Germany have nothing to contribute, and most of the Jews are left and basically communist. That is your ideological
I was the last. I mean, if you have seen my Instagram last weekend, last
have you read the comments on your Instagram?
Last weekend, I was at a wedding on the Côte d'Azur where my good German Jewish friend Yotam, who got the German passport the same way like you because his great-grandmother came from Germany and he had to leave because the Nazis. He came back and became he married his German bride. So and now you tell me I have something against Jews in Germany. That's complete nonsense.
You said earlier you want more migrants voting for the AfD. More Turkey. Do you think there are too many Muslims
back
in Germany?
here?
I look after the different groups that come. And I
That was
think
a very simple question.
No, if I ask Turk, do you want to have more Syrians? Then he said, of course not. If I ask him, what about your Turkish cousin? Of course, yes.
That's great.
But to say
We're
that
not asking the Turkish
I don't
or Syrians.
like,
I'm asking you, Maximilian
I don't
Krah.
like the phrase that we put all the Muslims in one basket.
Do you think there are too many Muslims in Germany?
Steve drops in 2, 1.
I don't know
now.
what's going on up there. It's a very simple question. Do you think you have the political? Are you worried what your base is going to say? Do you think there are too many Muslims
Seeds
in Germany?
in
This is one
2,
of those questions that I
1,
complained about
now.
before, where people ask, like, do you think we should have less
Pick.
crime? And I was like, well, the answer is always going to be yes. Right? Do you think we should
Pick
have
up, pick up, pick up.
more
Okay,
health
good.
care? Well, of course, yeah, of course we should, yeah, right? Where like there's like it's a normatively loaded word, so you can only answer one way.
Maybe on the
Now,
marker.
This guy doesn't want to look super bad in front of his audience, But I
Seeds
guarantee you
in
that in this
3,
guy's mind, Muslim is just a
2,
bad thing.
1.
You always want fewer Muslims. You always want fewer Muslims. So the answer is obviously going to be
Pick.
yes, but he probably just doesn't want to say that. Is my guess.
What's
Seeds
going on
in
up there? It's a
2,
very simple question.
1.
You think of the
Now.
political, are you worried what your base is going to say? Do you think there are too many Muslims in Germany?
If I would now get the
Pick,
answer,
pick,
can we
pick,
take young people from Tehran to Germany who are formerly Muslim?
I
would
understand
say
you're a
yes.
politician,
Uh,
and
if
you
I
answer
want
a
to say-
question with a question, but I'll ask it again.
I don't want to
Do you
Just
have
to the
think there are
right
too
of
many
the
Muslims in
marker.
Germany?
Which kind of Muslim?
You tell me.
I have no problem if you say we have now 10,000 young
Seeds in
people
3,
from Tehran
2,
in Iran who come to Germany
1.
for studying and having no problem with them. I don't want to have 10,000 Somalis. Okay.
Drop seeds.
It's a difference.
3, 2, 1. And then split to your sides after this.
Does Mehdi interview Republicans?
Shit.
Get knocked out to the right spot. Get ready. Dodge these things. Know your knockback location. Know your knockback location. Remember Joey and... Good job, Sylvan. Don't let them die. Spread out. Big defensive. Soak these things on the ground.
You're not here, Ellen.
Alright, cool. Somebody got knocked to the wrong spot. But...
It wasn't
otherwise
me and
good.
Jaden. We were in the right.
I think it's me, but I'm not sure where I'm supposed to stand based on the graph. The graph says stand on the marker, and I got knocked like here, and the rest of my group got knocked like there.
Well, let's just talk about that since it's the first time we've seen it.
Yeah.
And since Nox doesn't know how to read, we're going to have to just do reading with everybody else.
It was probably me, but I got knocked to the spot where I was the only person trying to soak.
Probably want to look at the log for that. It'll probably show us where people are better than anything else.
Who
Let
was me?
Reload.
The 531, right?
Ugh, let's see. Where are we here? So we all get knocked out, which is good. So I need to cross-reference these to where you're supposed to land. So Rock's in the right space. Is this Tayden or Cammy? Cammy in the wrong space. Laser close but off.
I thought, based on the
Fusion
digagram,
off.
I thought we were both supposed to be together, and so I just stood on you.
So we stand together to save space, but when the knockback happens, we need to be in a different area. Like you need to be.
Oh, I thought I read the diagram as us getting knocked to the same position.
No, you're getting knocked here, and I'm getting knocked.
It's the second one, right? Second image in
Yeah,
that
number
thing.
2.
It is P2
Yeah, the
spread position.
531.
Slide 2 or 3. They kind of have the same thing. Ribbit, Raver, yes. Logal, slightly off, but yes. Derm, yes. Matt, yes. Dragon, perfect. And then the rest of that crew, which is Sylvan, Dark, too far to the north, like too close to X maybe. And X also, you're too close to X. You guys are kind of, you need to be.
So Sylvan
more
just needs to
between-
bunch in there, right? And then I go left to. Oh, sorry. From my perspective, Sylvan needs to be closer to Dragon, and I need to be closer to him.
all
right?
the combo of you, Sylvan, and Dark and Dragon all need to end in a better location, closer between X and Skull. Most of you were at X when you ended. Does
So
that
then
make
on
sense?
this at the spread point, do you have it's like 530? Like if you freeze right there, all of us just needs to bunch more towards Skull, right?
Somebody repost this into the guild chat while I'm.
Is the WoW
also-
utils thing not there anymore? Like the assignment?
If you just look at
it's
my
not
stream,
in
I've got it
Discord.
paused right there.
It's not in the
No,
Discord.
I was trying to look on the site. I couldn't find the link. You can get there
It's
from my
there.
assignments. It's not-
I'm looking on your Discord, X. Hold on.
Yeah, my stream.
What am I looking at here?
This is the knock.
Uh-huh.
Like we all just need to be further left, right? Like he needs to be further that way.
Correct,
He
you
needs
wanna
to
be
further
further
that way.
left.
We need to be further. Yeah, okay. That's.
And
what it
also,
is.
like once
If you
you're
look
in
at where
the air,
Sylvan
you
is,
can do
I'm like
stuff.
halfway between X and Skull. Isn't that where we're supposed to be?
Alright, cool. Spread out. Mid-air, you guys almost got cut off from the split room. Like, if you guys all land near each other, that's fine. But you guys are in like 2 different clumps. Like, not 2. Dragon is
Yeah, that's
like.
what I was saying. Like, see, I
look
get
where
knocked
you guys
straight
land.
back.
You guys land
I'm
like
good with that.
giga far away from each other. So,
But-
like, Nox and you could get that one where you're stacked up, but, like, go back to where you're soaked. Or not
Yeah,
where
but see,
you're
this
soaked.
is
But,
the
like,
thing I'm having a
Noxus
hard time
shouldn't
with
be
is
there.
that they get knocked back and the soaks are right on top of X, right where the dividing line is.
The soaks are because
Because where
X
I'm at,
got
right?
knocked back there. X is in the wrong spot, which causes that to happen.
But I can't be in the right spot unless everybody's further that way.
Well, here's the other thing, right? Like, you guys are a quadro, right?
Yeah.
You guys are in generally the right position, but X should be in the center of that triangle, because then there's people on either side who can come help him, right? He's on the edge of the triangle, and it's even worse because the other side, like base, key,
just
tape,
not gonna
like
be
the
up.
people to his right on this image that he's looking at, those people can't help because they're in the other, like, divided area.
And then also, am I taking the crystal
You-
from X that time? Because I was looking for a crystal.
No,
and I kind of lost
you
my
don't.
bearings.
You don't have any crystal. You're just soaking the shit on the ground. Just make
Can
sure
you
he
pause it
doesn't
right
die.
before we get knocked back so we can? You want all of us moving left, which means you want all the people who are to our left to move left as well.
Slightly, yes, but the main important thing is X needs to be where Sylvan or Dark is. Because he's the one that's spawning the soak. So it spawned from his trajectory, so him being straight on with X is bad. But yes, as much as you can, you should scoot over a little bit more. Now, importantly, where the fuck is Nox? Behind you? Yeah, that guy's lost.
This guy
no.
here is supposed to be here, I think.
I'm supposed to be between X and Star. That's where I was.
Nah.
Please
X,
look at
X
how you're
is
on
right
the
here.
other side of X.
Who's got the VOD?
Me.
Yeah, you were on the wrong side of X. And then let's see. Tayden Dons looks good. Let me double check that I'm not stupid. Yeah, Tayden Dons looks good. I should have been
Aren't
there.
we
so
missing
that's nice.
someone? Yeah.
Was I in a
Just wanted
bad
to point that out.
spot or?
I don't see me.
No. Yeah, it's because you're right here.
And base.
So
you
Base and I are fine.
You want to get as close to Star as bodies let you.
Okay.
Spur's not.
But you're in an okay spot.
us.
Like, there's a little bit more running, but where you are is okay, right? Like, if you look at the after landing point, you're going to land on the right side of the room at least. Like, X and Nox are almost not even on the correct side of the room.
There was a dividing line between me and the next person right over from me, so.
Yeah. It's like Nox's circle needs to be here. And
They
then
should be
we need to
on the
all
other
be.
side, like basically at Star.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it is like look at Matt, right? Like, Matt is in the correct position and In's in the correct position, right? But he can get so much closer to the edge to give more room for Dragon, Sylvan, and Derm, right? People on the outside, it's really important that you get all the way to the edge as best you can. Anyway, we should just play the game, right?
But Nox needs to be where Joey is in X's VOD.
In X's VOD, Nox needs to be where Joey is.
Okay.
Just the gap next to the base is fine, but yes. The only one that was like giga bad was
It's probably me, right? Because we're just too spread out.
Fusion and X both basically went straight back, and they need to go a little diagonal back, and then Cammy went to the wrong side.
Well, my question there was, I think someone else was on my spot there, so I just kind of ran to a free area.
Yeah,
So-
unfortunately, the crystal carriers almost have to bully people.
Okay, and then my next question there is after we get knocked, so it's the crystal on the ground and then the soak. So the crystal carrier needs to grab the crystal again. Is that how that
Yes, if
mechanic
you
works?
get knocked with a crystal, you pick up your own crystal and get one of the soaks, and another DPS, one of the two in your pair, another person, should be able to make it there. So in the situation
Okay.
where, like, I'm supposed to be where Dons and Tayden are, but I didn't, Tayden picks up his own crystal, gets one of the soaks, Dons gets the other soak. I fucked up because I'm bad at the game, but they can still survive. We only need one of the non-crystal carriers to be in the right spot to be able to cover the soak.
Fusion, yeah, I think I was like, I don't know, Alanon was on top of me. I got knocked back there.
Honestly, I was just so
Sure.
excited we got that far. I kind of blacked out. So
Yeah.
Well, let's go see it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's difficult.
Yeah, so I'm pausing it here. The main thing is just like Cammy and me are in the wrong spot. Well, I guess I'm in the right spot, but Cammy's in the wrong spot is the biggest one. And then Fusion, and you don't need to be near the center there because if you don't want to, if you're a seed carrier, because you're dropping your seed anyway when you get knocked back, you need to be at the right like angle.
So it's just basically where the normal spread was, right? I should just be closer to Tayton then.
Yes. You need to be between orange and star, right? Like you need to be between these two markers, and you were just all the way on orange.
Yeah, I was just straight on circle.
Same
Okay,
thing I
cool.
did on X. Yeah.
Yeah. First time, honestly, we'll be fine. It's gonna take
Next
us
time.
3 or 4 of those to even land it once or twice. But good job in the
Yeah, I
intermission.
need-
Like we did that perfectly clean.
5,
Healers had us nice and healthy too. So
3, 2, 1.
when she does that big hit, you take the galvanize and you take a big like slap, and you're gonna be out of range of healers possibly for like a quick second, or they're gonna be soaking so they don't have time to heal you. Really good time to slam a defensive is when that knockback comes. Like borderline, you need to do it. I'll put it in the assignment for.
You guys have defensives left?
Nope.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. I will external derm and X.
Memory game.
Lightsaber dispersion.
Kimmy, do you want me to remove the time dilations? It seems like there's no reason for you to have it.
Fortunately,
Like when it works, it's fine. But when it doesn't, I just fucking die. When it bugs like that, I don't know. It seems unnecessary, but because I've got a defensive for every single one. So if you want to use it on somebody else, that might be an option as well.
I'm also just thinking like more healer throughput on things that are not unkillable tanks.
That's real spicy when we don't get the movement speed.
Watch that glaive.
I didn't get my crystal.
Memory game.
Base has it. After the beam run, she will drop it and ping herself, and you will pick it up. Set. She's in a weird spot, so watch out for her.
Interrupts.
Durham, you gotta go pick that up. Thank you. Good. Make sure you get your kicks, everybody.
Interrupt.
2 more DKs. DPS switch, all DPS switch. Full health crystal, full health crystal.
5, 4, 3, Flames.
Good recover.
1. Memory game.
Watch that glaive.
I didn't see the 5th one.
It's diamond.
Last is diamond.
yeah, I have to save dispersion for that.
Oh, I realized too late. In my head, I was like, Yeah, if Alanon's isn't pointing at mine, mine aren't pointing at Alanon's.
Take a break.
Alright, but Dragon and I were fucking gaming that time. Holy. That too.
In the U.S.
Yeah, he does sometimes. I don't think Manny would talk
Does
to
he
him
give
though.
hard interviews like this?
He's on the British.
Oh,
He's always
British.
He's
Got it,
always
yeah.
this. Yeah, he's a British.
Because this is that's a
Yeah.
great. We haven't had a question like that ever.
Yeah.
You don't like Somalis? I know the data, and I know that how Somalis perform in Western countries, and I know how Iranians perform in Western countries. Both are Muslims. Do I have a problem with Iranian Muslims? No, I don't have. Do I have a problem with Somali Muslims in Western countries? Obviously, I have. So I'll ask you one last time. Do you think there are too many Muslims in Germany? I think the question can't be answered because there are not. You cannot put all Muslims in one basket. I think that is not correct to say that. Let's end on a point of agreement. We shouldn't put Muslims in
Of
one
course
basket.
not.
Yes, so you should chat
You
to
have
your
to
friend
distinguish.
in
Distinguish them
Saxony Anhalt.
ethnically.
I will tell him
we
your
will,
regards.
We will take a break there. That is the end of part one of
Like an interesting question. Would you rather have a Muslim from Iran or a Christian from Somalia? Would have been an interesting question next.
Dead. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the AFD's foreign policy controversies. Don't go away. Coming up very soon.
I think most people in America would say Christian from Somalia, right? They would just feel like, oh, we have Christian ideals, we follow the same God, blah 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 blah.
Maybe. I don't know. That would be hard for some, I think.
That'd be a good question to ask at a Trump rally.
Did anybody have any new things that they discovered while looking at the rape plan over
Very
break?
controversial AFD party in Germany. We've been talking domestic politics, some of the immigration rhetoric, Islamophobic rhetoric in
You
part
think I
one.
looked at the
Let's
rape
talk a
plan
little bit
over
about
break?
some of the
That's
foreign
crazy.
policy controversies associated with your
I
party.
can't read.
And you in particular, Maximilian, in 2025, your former European
What's the
parliamentary
rape
aide,
plan?
Jeanne Guard, was
They took
sentenced
my
to nearly
eyes in
5
the
years in
divorce.
prison for spying for
Were you
Chinese
telling us?
intelligence in what
Were you
prosecutors
telling
call
us
an
we should
especially
look at it
serious
because you
case of
changed
espionage.
something, or are you just
All
asking?
of these fucking crazy right-wing parties.
I was
too
just
Are
asking.
so fucking
Oh.
Yeah, it was the pop
infiltrated.
quiz.
It happens.
I
to
was
your
like,
fucking lefty weirdos.
should we
in,
go look at the raid plan?
in the United Kingdom as well? Your parties are
Tatum is
so
correct.
fucking
Basically, we
infiltrated by
land and we
Russians
do
Chinese and what the fuck, guys?
like one mechanic,
A German court found that he collected
and
information
then
on
we
AFD
pop
leadership
lust
on the European
basically at
Parliament
like
negotiations.
6:05 when 2s and 3s come up. The boss is taking double damage. We should be like giga blasting it. So it was, what was its percentage on that last one there? It's pretty low, right? 43. And we didn't even get to hit it. Like this thing is like insanely dead. We're like skipping a phase
Yeah,
for sure.
Turbo dead. We're probably killing it before the second, like right after the first frontal. We're around there, right before the second, maybe.
Well, the first frontal's like right away, so no.
No, I'm saying before the second frontal or right after the second frontal. We're definitely not doing the third set.
Oh yeah, we're giga not doing the third set.
He spied on Chinese dissidents. When your colleagues in the AFD came to you and raised their concerns about this guy working for you who's a good friend of yours, you dismissed them as racist. How could you have been so naive to have a Chinese spy in your office?
First of all, indeed, it shows that I'm not a racist at all because he was a friend and I hired him. I'm a lawyer by training. I wanted to see evidence. And my party colleagues at that time, when they came and said he's a spy,
I think a big
they
thing
had no
to do
evidence.
is
The only
like,
evidence was that he had Chinese
especially
origin.
since like we're not going to kill it the first time we get to phase 3. Whenever we're transitioning to phase 3 from phase 2, there's a period of time where there's no mechanic going on, and shortly after that the like circles of fuck you appear, and then she does the knockback. You should be jostling for position to make sure you get to where your knockback should be right away. Like as soon as that non-mechanic phase happens, get in position. Right, does Dark have internet?
I thought it ready.
Oh, good. Here we go.
region,
Five,
and that is not the base to
four,
fire someone.
three,
Completely agree with you. There are also some
two,
Germans working for the Chinese
one.
government.
Indeed.
You've been accused of working for the
No,
Chinese
when that situation came in, I saw that you were going to hit it. I probably should have just ran back and picked it up, because then they're soaks, but like you can live that, right? Like you could soak mine.
Yeah, maybe, but like, or you should have just said Cammy, and I probably dodged it.
Nope, they raided my apartment and they found nothing. The point is that the German state has a very small mainstream. It is very radical against everyone outside of this mainstream. I have a colleague of mine, Mr. Bustron, who had 23 raids in his
I
apartment
just
as a member of
absolutely
parliament.
small-brained.
That is
was like,
Germany, by the
oh,
way. I only had one, so you see how
Alanon's
harmless
is
am I
dodging mine, so
23
mine is
what did you say,
inherently dodging
rapes?
his.
Rapes? What, 23 what in his apartment?
against everyone outside of this mainstream. I have a colleague of mine, Mr. Bustron,
It's like
who had
small brain
23
trying to get
raids in
gigabrain.
his
Oh, raids, okay.
apartment as a member of parliament. That is Germany, by the way. I only had one, so you see how harmless am I. And they found nothing. But do you understand why people might not take your denial seriously, given
probably
you
the
did have a
worst
Chinese spy
beverage.
working in your office? I was obviously the victim of espionage. So that is something different than to be a spy, isn't it? You deny taking bribes. Of course I deny. It's a complete bullshit. Okay, you don't take money from the Chinese government, you say, but you're happy to push Chinese government talking points. In the European Parliament, you voted against a resolution for China to stop suppressing the Uyghurs. You call the accusations anti-Chinese propaganda. On the 70th anniversary of Chinese rule of Tibet, you congratulated China for being proud of what they achieved in Tibet. You're also vice chair of an EU-China lobbying group that disbanded after an investigation to its ties to the Chinese Communist Party. So whether you're paid or not, bribed or not, you're critical. You're pushing the Chinese government. No, I don't. The European Parliament has to every major country friendship group. Also to China. So I was a member of. Why? At that time, China was the biggest trade partner of Germany, and sometimes it's good to be friends with the biggest trade partner, because especially when you're an export nation. So there's nothing wrong with it. Maximilian, did you go to Xinjiang and visit detention centers where Uyghurs are held? I never visited Xinjiang. Okay, but you're a defender of the Chinese government. No, treatment of Uyghurs.
Look, I know.
Wait, do you remember when Hassan went to Xinjiang or whatever?
I mean, I remember when he went to China. I don't remember what Xinjiang was in there.
Oh, he wasn't allowed to go there because the Chinese government said they weren't allowed to, by the way.
The hell? I never visited Xinjiang. Okay, but you're a defender of the Chinese government. No, treatment of
but
Uyghurs.
look, I know that
you do
there's
it
a
for
lot
free.
of propaganda on the way. Don't trust the information given by some Soros-funded NGO until you double-checked it. I mean,
Oh, you're.
You guys have you have the Soros talking points too, and the NGO talking points. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Glaive. One more DKs.
They're gonna see that.
This is the difference I have with Mr.
Yes,
Knaus, who
Mr.
comes from a
Knaus.
Soros-funded NGO. I only believe him if I double-check his facts. And usually, Soros-funded NGO facts are just lies. Multiple human rights groups have documented
Who pays
what's
them?
happened.
Who pays multiple human
I
rights
don't know.
groups?
Are you
Who
accusing
pays
them of
NGOs?
being-
Why Donald Trump
I mean,
defunded
Amnesty-
the USAID?
Maximilian, out
because he
of
blew it.
Amnesty International and you're the one being investigated for taking bribes.
They can investigate me as long as they want. They will not find anything. So an investigation does not make me guilty.
I didn't
mean,
say
this
it
is
was.
now
Let's
free
talk
to-
about Russia
and
as well,
pharmacy.
because you've got some issues there. President Putin has praised your party, the
course.
AfD. He's called your party's called for an end to sanctions on Putin's Russia.
Of course.
You yourself and another AfD colleague are currently being investigated by the German authorities for, wait for it, allegedly
No, I'm not
receiving
investigated.
bribes
You are
from the Russian government.
wrong. I'm not investigated. No, there is no case against me. Not even an investigation.
So the Dresden Public Prosecutor's Office.
Yeah, it's called a pre-investigation. This is a new. You know what a pre-investigation is?
Okay.
They don't have the evidence.
I
They don't have
call
the
it a
evidence to
preliminary
make an
investigation.
investigation, and now they say now we do for the press 1 month before election. Oh, it's a pre-investigation to interfere into elections. There is no investigation. There is just a statement to the press to bring people who believe those nonsense not to vote for me, but it doesn't help.
Up
They
there,
vote
pick
for
it
me.
up, pick
But
it
it
up,
doesn't
anybody?
help. Again, your party is super close to Russia. Your colleague,
we are close to
your
America.
colleague Markus Frohnmeier
Maybe
was
so.
described in a leaked Russian intelligence email, our absolutely controlled MP in the German parliament.
And you know that this link
And his
is correct.
assistant,
You know,
his
I'm
assistant,
sorry, that is not
his
proven.
assistant was accused of
fault, I
launching
was too
false
far
flag attacks in
over.
Ukraine. What is up with assistants to German MEPs and MPs from the AfD?
I don't know his assistants. I know him.
Intelligence email, our absolutely
said something, I
controlled
just,
MP.
like,
Doesn't help. So they vote
blanked
for me.
out.
But it doesn't help. Again, your party is super close to Russia. Your colleague,
we are close to
your
America.
colleague Markus Frohnmeier was described in a leaked Russian intelligence email, our absolutely controlled MP in the German parliament.
And you know that this link
And his
is correct.
assistant,
You know,
his
I'm
assistant,
sorry, that is not
his
proven.
assistant was accused of launching false flag attacks in Ukraine. What is up with assistants to German MEPs and MPs from the AfD?
I don't know his assistants. I know him. The point is the German government has no arguments against us. So they produce one after the other such fake accusations. And then for us, all our voters know that it's fake. So they don't react anymore because we know there's the next fake story because we don't have an argument. There's a poll, we have 29%, then there's the next fake story, then we have 30%, then there's the next fake story. They don't learn it. People want to go into politics and we have the best concepts in foreign policy. That's why people vote for us, by the way.
Let me bring in Gerald Knaus, who you mentioned. He's the director of the think tank European Stability Initiative.
Soros funded.
Gerald, do you want to respond? A lot of attacks on you tonight. Do you want to respond? Soros funded.
Well, last week I was in Ukraine.
5,
I spent the night in the shelter because Ukraine for 4 years has been bombed by Putin.
Interrupts.
In St. Petersburg, leaders of your party have made very clear they want a Europe in which Germany and Putin's Russia cooperate again, and that means at the expense of other European nations. Putin, who's been threatening the Baltic states, who's been threatening Poland, who's been threatening Moldova, and who's waging a brutal war in Ukraine. You want to lift the sanctions. Your party leader has said Vladimir Putin is not. He doesn't think he's a war criminal. For other European nations that have for the last 80 years relied on Germany to be a pillar of the European structure of peace, to see your party come close to power in that country that justifies the methods of Vladimir Putin means that very soon Danes, Poles, Baltics, Belgians and other Europeans need to be afraid, because your approach is that a man who uses force to change borders, that a man who denies the nationality is an ally.
Let me just put a direct question. Do you see Vladimir Putin as an ally?
Not as an ally.
How do you see him?
He's the president of Russia.
Okay. Great.
I mean, come on. This is
Is he-
what you hear
is he-
now is
let me
this is
rephrase the
nonsense talk because he
Maximilian,
told you
is he someone you like or admire?
Look, I'm a politician. I'm not here to tell you I like
Is
you
he
or
someone
don't
you
like.
want to work closely with?
I
You
want-
answer a question.
Germany has traditionally and should have cultural, economic exchange with Russia. It makes no sense to have an endless
Would
war.
you,
Who wins in
would
an
an
endless
AFD
war?
government host him in Germany? He's an indicted war criminal suspect for the ICC.
We should host every politician worldwide who represents important states, because we need diplomacy to end wars. The solution he brings is an endless war with billions of pounds going to Ukraine. And if you want to end the war, you have to talk to people. Stop this war and not making points. They are evil. We don't like them. There is a big crime. The crime is to continue this war. So you have no.
I mean, I agree with him 100%. So tell Putin to stop. Every single, if I impart anything on you, when you listen to these sloppulous talk, when you listen to these far-right or commie socialist parties talk, it could be in Germany, it could be the UK, it could be the United States, every single thing underlining their points is to undermine the first world. All of it is to break it apart. They'll always talk about every single thing this guy said, and probably most of AFD says it. I know that like reform and restore rhetoric is like this. It's never about like what can we do for Europe, or how do we secure the European Union, how do we secure our continent. It's always like what can we do for Germany, for us. We need to talk to these leaders. We need to host these people because it helps our country. We're an export country.
Oh,
we
God.
need to do things to help our country.
Focus crystals,
It's always
crystals,
from the perspective
crystals,
of how do we
crystals.
help us make America great again. MAGA is make America great again. We need to center America and do what we need to do to help America, not waste USA and all this other cringe shit. It's always like fixated or focused on just your country. And the only thing that does, and I understand it's a little rich and whatever, it sounds a little condescending coming from an American because we can do this, okay? But this is to the great detriment of every single European country, especially. And all it does is it opens up Europe as a backyard playground, basically, for Russia, who has had so much time to prepare, whether it comes to the cyber warfare, whether it comes to the actual, like, infiltration into other countries. Could be via cyber warfare, or it could be like physically, like sending agents and bribing people and everything else. Like it just gives them so much ability to fuck around with everything. And then meanwhile,
Maybe I'll scoot up for, like, the
people are
last one to make
mind
it easier
fucking
for
with these
Key,
countries,
but
thinking that they
no reason
are
to do
doing
it
the most
earlier.
patriotic thing because they just want to make my country good. I want to make my country good. How do you make your country good? By cutting ourselves off from every other fucking ally and isolating ourselves as much as possible so we can be the strongest we can be on our own. And it's like, really now? Really? That's how you make your country good and strong, is by cutting yourself off from everybody else on the planet? Except for,
Dude,
ooh,
enough.
we need to have better relations with China and Russia. They're huge economies. Oh, so you just need to do everything you can to benefit the other major
What's yours,
continental
Key?
players who are constantly trying to fuck with everybody else around them and would love nothing more than to deal with you on a bilateral basis rather than you as a represented larger body. Like, it's
Play the
just like
game.
the playbook. I just feel like it's like so standard
Soak skull.
and so like transparent and so obvious, and it's like,
Soak skull.
Crystal drops.
I don't know, whatever.
3,
Solution.
2,
We have a solution.
1.
Dare I ask, I know, what is your solution to Ukraine? You keep bragging the other solution
Immediately
I've heard.
join Donald Trump's peace process and stop giving European money.
Miserably failed to do a peace
No, he
process
didn't
in
fail
Drop.
because the Germans paid to continue the war
Repick,
instead of following
go.
Trump's approach.
Let me bring in Ralph Schulhammer, head of the Center for Applied History at the Matthias Corvinus Collegium, conservative think tank in Budapest. A lot of far-right parties in Europe have been accused of being too close to Russia.
Play that
Vladimir
shit.
Putin, Marine Le Pen's national rally.
Seeds,
Viktor
you ready?
Orban in Hungary, who just lost. Do you think it's going to cost parties like the AFD in the medium to long term to be seen as so
3,
close to Vladimir Putin?
2.
No, absolutely. I think
You know what? Also, hey, if you do this and you work in intelligence, or if you used to, email me. I won't leave
Pick
it
up.
in there. I'm just curious. If you're out there and you hear, I'm just curious. Everybody always says like every
Seeds.
country does shit like this
Now.
all the time. All the countries. I don't know if that's true. I know that I have seen a little bit of American shit leak. I know that we did it with something related to vaccine things and
Avoid shit.
fucking in the Dominican Republic or something. But like, I don't. It doesn't feel like America
So
has these
Slightly
types
to the
of
right for
like
this soak. Get ready.
international propaganda
Seeds.
subversive
3,
projects
2,
in the same
1.
way that China, Qatar, and Russia does. It feels like we're more overt. Like,
the seats
you know,
up,
we
drop
build
seats in
relationships, we
3,
have a strong economy,
2,
we've got NATO, we have
1.
USAID, Voice of America, whatever. But it's like it's more like in the open. But is there? Or, oh, is it the
Find your
Philippines for
spot
that?
now. Find
Like,
your
are
spot
there all
now.
these
Find your
subversive
spot now.
American
Find your spot
programs
now. Find your spot now.
that we're running
Give room
now,
to the crystal
or that we've
people.
been running over the past, couple decades,
Ready
or
for the knockback. Big
'cause I'm-
defensives.
Joey,
I'm
other side
curious
swap.
of that because it feels like everybody else is so much further ahead of us on all this shit. Jesus.
It's a problem, but I think we should be fair in our comparison. It is true, right, that the AFD believes there should be direct contact
do you-
with Russia.
can
By the
you
way, Sigmund
soak
Gabriel,
that?
the former
Yes.
socialist minister,
He
just
can
came
pick it
out
up
yesterday
and
and said
soak.
the same thing. If you look
Oh,
at the
yeah.
trade of the UK, of Germany,
Well,
of France,
because-
of Italy, with countries
Aren't
in
you
Central
supposed to be
Asia,
soaking
you will
ours?
see
Are
in
you in the right
2022
spot yet?
they skyrocket.
I got
So
pushed out
either
from
it
that
is that
side.
Kyrgyzstan and
one
Kazakhstan
person.
all of a sudden need all these machines from Germany,
Was that
or it is that they simply
Our
buy
side
them in
did it
Germany
right
and then
that
sell them to
time.
Russia.
Me and Joey were next to you, Key.
It's
Oh,
over
you're
here.
you're just a skeleton. That's why.
Wait, so like, why'd you tell me to move back X? Am I not supposed to be in between Skull and X?
No, remember for the third set you have to swap with Sylvan.
Okay. I will sprint that way then. My bad.
For every other soak you were right. That last one you have to go to the other side though, because we have to have the healer on our side.
Just gonna look at the spread real quick, since this seems important.
So Cammy, for that soak on our side, make sure you get the back one and Ribbit gets the front one because I'm going for the crystal.
You can pick the crystal and do it if you're fast. Let's see. I was in the wrong spot. There was nobody behind X. Did Dark and Dragon overlap and kill each other?
I think we were all alive. We
We
looked
did
fine.
ours right.
Okay,
Yeah, we were good that time.
So the soak drop was where? Nox is fine. Base is fine. Who's supposed to... Okay, Joey didn't quite make it there. And Key. Did your soak get done, Key?
There was only 2 of us alive.
I tried to grip Joey over. I think it was too
Yeah,
late. 'cause
that's
we
on
just
me. That's
died.
on me. I need to do a cleaner swap with Sylvan.
Roughly everybody is in the right spot. I would say I'm a little off. And that's it, besides Joey. What do you have, Rox?
Laser, I'll get since during P2, I'm on the left, like towards the left, and you're towards the right. Just swap 9 and 10. Is that fine, Anon? Can I just be 9?
So what's happening is
okay. So we'll just get knocked back the same way rather than switching spots. Does that make sense, Laser?
So do we know which set of soaks is bad then? Because that's what we died to 100%, right? Is not soaking.
It was Star and Star X. Star X was because there wasn't people there, and Star was because I was in the wrong position.
To RX. So that's whoever's
Like
to my right. Okay.
Because Joey wasn't there and somebody else, I couldn't tell who.
I don't think Nox was near us.
Nox
I think
was
he got knocked over
Nox
by
was at Star.
you.
He was
Okay.
one to the wrong side, but like that's fine. I should have been there. That wasn't really his problem.
Barkskin is actually insane.
You mean
Sylvan hits Barks?
Key,
No,
you're good,
Sylvan
yeah.
hits Barkskin and stands in 3 different soaks, gets the knockback, and takes 0 damage. That's insane.
Key, yours are fine. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Rocks, yours aren't if you're trying to, if that mattered to you. Rebuff, let's go. Pull. Holy fuck, I need to
Yeah,
drop
Laser,
some
just
gross
in that
balls.
knockback part. Yeah.
Fire.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interrupts.
I have an add-on.
Interrupt. Grip crystal.
Die.
Out.
Missed kick.
5, 4, 3, Glaves. 2,
Yeah, Cammy, are you saying I can play further back in intermission 1?
Memory game.
Just like always stand behind you?
I
Really?
meant further back, but I said that 2 polls ago, and then last poll you were like, "I'm gonna play further back,"
European goods,
and I was
particularly
like,
in the machinery
"Great."
industry, still reach Russia. It's just via
You
Central Asia,
listened.
and the European Union knows this very well.
So I
Second,
believe
very
you
quick question.
independently
Who was
came
really
to the
doing
same
bidding of
conclusion
Vladimir
I
Putin?
did, and just only realized the whisper like 10 minutes later.
Mine should be uploading. It's just taking a long time to upload, I guess.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was yours, Laser. All good.
Who was behind Nord Stream 2? Who banned fracking in Germany? Who decided to close down the nuclear power plants, which all played into the hands of Putin? That was not the AFD because they've never been in government. And what you said, you're correct. You said 80 years. But
Wow, Drug, thank you for the 10 gifted.
Plus
Tier
up
1
there,
subbers, buddy.
44. Yeah.
Alright,
Guy's
what's up?
insanely dead.
Steve, by the way, is like basically
four,
identical to Trump,
Heroism
which you
alone
noticed
is gonna
he's
be like
already, I
20%
think,
of his
yeah.
health.
But like, I like how of aid, like stop giving them money, same rhetoric, billion, bajillion, million, gazillion dollars, you know, or euros, like never the same number, same shit. But I like how he's like openly says like, oh, it's Germany, Merz, who undermined Trump's plan to negotiate because Trump cut off aid, and if Germany
Someone got
also
my interrupt
would
so
have
fast it
cut
never
off
even
aid,
prompted
then
me.
Ukraine would not have any aid, and they would be forced to capitulate.
If it's the last
basically.
one, I'm just
It's like
giga passion.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he like
last
the
one.
button
is
to make
less
sure
slimy, I think, when
you own this one,
American
not just Glaive.
Trump people speak about it. They mostly do this like all leftists. They be like peace, 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 and this guy's like, yeah, we like Trump
Explains
tried to
why
pressure
sometimes
them
he gets bugged
because
out.
to cut off all aid, but like Germany didn't allow him his glorious plan to succeed because you know we continued to give them aid, based.
Pretty not good. Yep.
I kind of like in this one though because like I'm not a Mehdi Hassan stan as you
God, I
know,
cannot
but
wait
like
for the
this is kind of pleasant
non-snapping
to because
Yep.
he's like pushing this
ping.
motherfucker
It's so
to
fucking
oblivion,
annoying. Glaive,
and
glaive,
I,
glaive.
you know, I kind of appreciate that compared to American interviews, which would be just, didn't you say this awful thing? But like I know
Live again,
because
melee,
you know
watch
it's
out.
so much pressure on Germany, and you know giving them 10,000 outs.
Yeah.
How-
Prepping them and giving them the answer like in the question and yeah. Just
they'd be like, yes, but like, of course you want to like, yeah, we heard you want to deport like fucking million people, but also Germany has such big problems with immigration, and so many people are not pleased with like the state of things, like so many Turks and shit, you know. It will be this interview basically. Yeah. Anyway, cons. I hate those people so much.
Pretty annoying.
Demons.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
Bye.
Check Glaive.
all played into the hands of Putin. That was not the AFD because they've never been in government. And what you said, you're correct. You said 80 years, but until 2021, Asia. And so what's happening is European goods, particularly in the machinery industry, still reach Russia. It's just via Central Asia. And the European Union knows this very well. Second, very quick question. Who was really doing the bidding of Vladimir Putin? Who was behind Nord Stream 2?
macro.
Who banned fracking in Germany? Who decided to close down the nuclear power plants, which all played into the hands of Putin? That was not the AFD because they've never been in government. And what you said, you're correct. You said 80 years. But until 2022, every European politician was lining up in Moscow to do business with Putin. So now all of a sudden they have discovered that this is wrong. Good for them. But
I
that's
ton
the
of what we
position
were
they're in.
running to try and get it in
Deborah
position.
Feldman is also here, German-American writer, political commentator. You argued in part one about the AFD and the Jewish
yeah, 'cause
community.
I had
A big
toned it
foreign
at-
policy issue in
while we
Germany
were
right now is
running
Israel
after
and the genocide in
your
Gaza and the
thing
German
went
government's position. Alice Weidel says we need to protect the existence of Israel. She says the AFD is the only protector in Germany of the Jewish people. We are, says Maximilian. What's your response to that?
Well, the anti-Semitism within the party, and above all within the party's voting base, is clearly documented. But of course, far-right parties all over the Western world are known to have discovered the power of philosemitism already in the 90s.
wasn't
This
really our
idea
fault
of
somebody got hit.
we
We were trying
need
to
to
do
rid
extra
ourselves of the
jobs.
reputation for being anti-Semites, and the best way to do that is to show ourselves as being associated with, not with Jews, but with the idea of Jewish power, which is the state of Israel. It's a very thin veneer. The party itself is broken into various factions, but what we know is that philosemitism has been useful until now in order to legitimize Islamophobia, in order to fuel anti-migrant rhetoric, and to use against the liberal mainstream in order to convince them to move further to the right by saying that they're not protecting Jews enough.
It's a thin veneer, Deborah says. Deep down, you, your party members are anti-Semitic.
Of course not. There is no. She said this is evidence. There is no evidence.
There is
of
evidence. There was a poll done by a study done by the Konrad Adenauer Foundation.
Yeah, but
they found that 1 in 5 people who prefer the AFD tend to agree or strongly agree that rich Jews rule the world. 6% of AFD supporters show
they
elevated
don't?
agreement with anti-Semitic statements compared to 2% of ordinary Germans.
Konrad Adenauer Stiftung is the official party think tank of our biggest competitor. I mean
that's
to
a
ask
poll.
them about
That's a
us
poll of AFD supporters.
is nonsense. And to be honest, there is no.
Why
Look,
did you delete the comments on your
German
Instagram?
domestic intelligence blamed us for everything. They blame us also for bad weather, but among them, they blamed us for being anti-Semite. And even 2 years ago, the Kurd in North Rhine-Westphalia pushed away this accusation. So it's
You
nonsense.
don't think Jewish communities in Germany face a threat from far-right Germans?
No, they don't
Really?
face a threat from far-right Germans. There is not one attack against the Jewish community in Germany. I'm sorry, they
So
blamed
according to
attacked
FAR-IS
them.
data, this federal government data, anti-Semitic violence has surged in Germany in recent years, with far-right Germans responsible for 3 times as many incidents as Islamists. And your party likes to blame Islam and
you should
Islam
know how
for
they
everything.
count what is far-right. If you are a far-right Muslim, then this is a far-right violence against Jews. So they don't distinguish between immigrant far-right and ethnic German far-right. So all those
Buff
data
'em up, let's go.
from German official authorities that are concerning
3 to
us.
1.
Didn't you say you wanted more immigrants to vote for you guys though? But they don't count if they commit crime on you. Okay.
Usually not.
3 to 1 far-right against Islamists.
This
That's
is
what
why
the
no
official data
this
says.
is why
Every
no
time you
German
say there's no
believes
evidence, I give you evidence, and then you
I
say it's all
moved
a
the
conspiracy
Archon
Yeah, but
against
no
just
German
for you.
believes those numbers anymore because they know it's
Uh,
wrong.
Actually, 72% of Germans, as we discussed at the top of the show, think your party's a danger to democracy. You accepted that they believed the data. You can't have it both
You're not
ways.
the strongest party. And
You're the strongest
people
party in a
increase
country
more.
that is a multi-party democracy. You're at less than 30% nationally. Let's go to our audience who've been waiting patiently here in Conway Hall. If you have a question, do raise your hands. Wait for the microphone to come to you.
There's around 12,000 Syrian doctors in Germany, which makes them the largest group of healthcare professionals in the country. Many of them work in remote areas like East Germany, and I'm wondering, how will you prevent the collapse of the healthcare system if you deport these Syrians?
We don't deport doctors.
Base.
AFD is very keen on repatriating
Base.
Syrians.
6,000 are naturalized, right? So it's absolutely clear that we don't repatriate naturalized persons. So we talk about 6,000 that are not naturalized yet, right? And then they are doctors and they are integrated and they have a job in a hospital.
So hold on,
Where did that 20 million number come from earlier?
Then of
you
course
think
they are.
Syrian doctors are doing a great job helping Germany?
Yeah, my brother is a director of a hospital in a rural area, and I talked to him, and he said we now have 2 Syrian doctors. Works fine.
Okay, so why have you spent years complaining about Syrian refugees? Complaining about Angela Merkel? Complaining about invasions? Complaining about great replacement?
Because not every Syrian refugee is a doctor.
Okay, so
Not every ethnic German is a doctor, right?
you keep the Syrian refugees. With you know that most refugees in Germany, 70% work in high-skilled professions. They're not in low.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
See,
That's what the data
70% of refugees, no.
70% of working refugees who are able to work.
Yeah, and 50% are not working and are on welfare.
Many of them
And
are
they cost a lot of
restricted.
money.
And many of them are in restrictions. You know that.
We have the second highest
What are
number
you
of
going to do
refugees
when you
worldwide.
run out of work?
It's
I know
too
you're very
much.
anti-migrant.
It's too much. You cannot blame us for to lower the number of people
Immigration is down
pouring
in
in.
Germany. It's down, it's hugely down, and you know this.
No, because they don't count the families.
No.
who come.
Came
The
the
only
only
is
guardian
down
druid
is
to
the
cast
immigration
reverse
is
on
down
a
the
dust
road.
crystal.
In December,
I
more people
guarantee
left Germany than arrived. Let's go to the gentleman here. Yes, second in.
We
Oh my
haven't heard so
God.
much about your policy towards the United States and Donald Trump. What is your party's policy to the US?
we
Aren't we
love 'em.
entitled to think that you're advocating not the greatness of the German nation, but its subjugation,
Subjugation to the
to
United
these
States.
global oligarchs and tyrants?
Oh.
Okay, Donald Trump is the most successful example of a right-wing movement changing politics. So obviously, for us, he's an example because we see how he gained power and how he could make a base that could win elections. More, we know that Donald Trump and his administration admires Germany.
Jesus,
J.D. Vance
why did
made
so much
great
damage?
speeches, when the government went after us, both Marco Rubio and his deputy foreign minister made public statements to defend us. So we see ourselves among all the right-wing parties in Europe as MAGA's greatest ally. And I personally, I think that
Brother,
Donald
it
Trump
was
is
inside of
a
the
man who
pillar.
brings the right change
That's
into the
why I
world,
was like, I
despite
don't know how that's
all
gonna work.
The deficits I see too.
You mentioned Trump.
I don't
One thing I
think
always
that-
find about Trump
just
is
pillar.
that he's fine
Like,
with
if he
foreigners
says it
abroad.
too
He loves
certain,
Saudi
then we're
Arabia,
gonna
he
not
embraces
dodge it.
China. He loves foreign dictatorship.
that's
He loves, but he
true,
doesn't like immigrants at home,
unfortunately.
and that seems to be the case with your party.
No,
as well.
look. The left
I
is
said
doing
like, I
endless
don't think
wars.
that guy looks bad.
But before and after, or before and after? Or
I don't
before?
think he looks bad before or after, really. But I think he was like, this is. Is this what you were talking about, where people were like, they used to be able to have like the old fucking hairstyle, kind of. I don't know.
I feel like it was probably okay before. I think he's got a pretty good face too, though. So.
He's a good-looking guy. I think he gets off on it.
Wow, really? Gets off on it.
Oh my god.
Against the
What
whole
did
world.
Brum just
Donald
And
Trump
the right-
just launched a
and
war against Iran. The guy
Iran
used
is a
phrase.
problem, but
Okay.
the right wing tries
The
to
left
have
did launch the war
diplomacy.
in Iran. That was
Our
from Donald
approach
Trump.
is not endless war in Ukraine, endless war in Syria, endless war in Afghanistan. Our approach is peace. We don't
Not
want to
in
have
Iran.
endless wars.
But not in Iran.
Iran is when Iran has begun in February. I'm optimistic that it will end very soon. But you're right, Iran is a sin.
Let's go to this gentleman here in a second. Let's wait for the microphone, and then we'll go to the back.
Britain was able to rescue itself from the EU through Brexit.
Will Germany be able to rescue itself, get out of the EU?
What?
Before I came
This
here,
guy
I was
retarded?
today in the House of
So
Lords.
What? He's a far right voter. What do you mean? They
Seeds
hate
drop.
the EU. They're
3,
all EU skeptics. That's what they call themselves.
Now.
And I met with Lord Glassman, who is a Blue Labour Lord.
Drop
and we agreed that the
2,
EU will collapse
1.
within the next 5
Now.
to 10 years.
Yes.
AFD is the only party who's prepared for that. And of course, there will be no EU in 10 years.
You think the EU will be
Bring
gone
my
soon?
word, bring it to the bank.
No
And the AFD
EU,
government would pull
10
out of the
years.
EU, just to be clear.
The EU is now the most economically weak, less innovative, demographically collapsing, big room and big space in the world. We don't have AI. We don't have
Seeds in
innovation.
3,
we don't have and
2,
we don't have growth.
1.
So of course,
Now.
such an area, such a construct must fail. It will fail, and we will be happy about it.
Maximilian, did I imagine you?
Seeds
just
in
said
3,
demographic
2, 1.
I'm gonna read it out.
Now.
Well,
It's
yeah, wait.
ironic. Oh, yeah.
Give me 6 minutes because this is almost over.
Oh, okay.
I will do.
It's overaged.
And how do you deal with the overaging population?
First, increasing productivity, reforming the pension system, and making clear that people should know how we need family and children, we
no
need family
serious
and children.
economist in Germany or beyond doesn't believe that immigration
Slightly
is
to
a
the
part of
right.
the
Seeds in
immigration.
3.
The immigration we have.
That's why every
the
Syrian
immigration-
economist is attacking your party.
No, you cannot say the immigration we have has higher costs and benefits. If we only
Seeds
have
in
immigration
3,
of people who
2,
are skilled, Syrian doctors, if we only get Syrian doctors, welcome. But if I get 50% of Syrians in welfare, it costs more
Find
than
your spot.
10,000
Find your
doctors a
spot.
day.
Find your
It's-
spot
it's
now.
massive.
Find your spot now. Find your spot now.
Numbers straight. I mean, we have the official numbers. 51% of so-called citizenship money receivers in Germany are non-German passport holders. So I mean, the cherry picking of
Defensives?
numbers, and
Get
you
back
did this
back.
yourself, Mick. You say, well, of those Syrians who have a job, it's high qualified job. Yes, but that's at a given time right now,
Soaks,
it's
just
very
2
small
soaks.
percentage.
Let's go back to the audience. I said I'd go to someone at the back. Deborah, I will come back to you. Gentlemen there. Yes.
Edit it out.
Run to your spot. Stay in a little thing if you can. One of the lights on the ground. Stay on the lights on the ground. Heal people. Don't let them die.
Investing in a business.
Splitting.
Citizenship for sale make a mockery of true, substantive political.
You're gonna have
equal
either a soak
citizenship.
or a
First of
memory
all,
game.
Germany does not have such a scheme, and it would not make
Stand in
sense
the
because our
soaks.
taxes are too high. So if you are rich and you become a German citizen, you are very stupid. That's the first thing. Second is
Stand in the
citizenship
soaks to eat
and
them up. Other
traditional
side is the
ethnicity
memory game.
go out.
Circle.
And this is why we have to distinguish. And you're right. The more we have such schemes,
Tease.
the less
Jesus Christ.
the lower is the value
Together.
of citizenship. Finally, you see that citizenship becomes
T's
a
gotta
truly
get together.
legal model, and this is why
Whichever,
corporations become more and more
can we
important.
have whichever
When you say in your
tank
book,
is doing it, or does
decency, honesty,
does somebody else
trust
need to do it?
can only be gained if people
Just
change
polish
their
it.
ethnic makeup. You stand by that?
I clicked the thing.
I know you did it, and it popped up on the map, but nobody did.
I'm in the middle
They
of
just
it.
stood there.
Call it out, you mean?
Yeah.
I
Verbally
mean,
do it.
it was
Sorry.
called out, but like I can't just sprint around the room. I think whoever I was paired with was probably dead. Yeah, Ribbit. Apparently, when she splits, her threat does not carry over.
Yeah, you gotta retaunt.
And yeah, you just out threaded me on the split.
Really good.
Can she take damage before she splits? So is it worth for melee to run to the middle there and attack her?
Is it worth? No, because we aren't gonna need that. Can you do it and it does damage? Yes. Okay, couple
It's
things we
just
need to
two
talk about
markers,
here.
right?
It's what?
It's just 2 markers in that phase, right?
It increases each time. It's 2, then
It's
3, then 4.
3. No,
Or it's 3, 4,
It's-
4. Now, yeah.
yeah, it's 3.
Oh, I only saw 2. All right, I was maybe paying.
There was definitely a
attention to
third
too
one.
Much. Okay.
There was 3. You marked 2 and 3. You didn't mark the first one. The first one went natty, and then 2 went, but the 3 never did it.
Okay. I just missed the first
Yeah,
set
yeah,
because
yeah.
I was trying to get
So,
in position and
a
stuff.
couple. Our positioning is split. Correct. There's a couple things. Let's just go over it since people don't know. You're going to be either on the left or the right side. Left and right side are doing different mechanics. While one side is doing the soaking, there's big orbs. My side saw that. There's big orbs, and you stand in it. And like Dementius, when it gets absorbed, it goes away, and then you stand in the next one, right? The other side is doing the memory game. People get the little orbs just like they do in the first phase, but there's going to be 2 of each symbol. You have to hit each other in the order that you do the symbols. So if circle's first, the circle people touch each other, then T, and then X in that order. If X touches before circle, we all die because you did the memory game wrong. So we
Yeah,
alternate who is doing those mechanics. So while one side's doing one, the other does the other, and then it flips. And yeah, you have to run into each other, Joey.
And you guys gotta scroll down to the other slides. We're in the next section now where it's split between left and right. Because I only saw me, Ribbit, and Cammy. I don't know where everybody else was.
We were just slow coming back.
So the other
Um,
thing that people probably
Okay.
died to because they hadn't encountered it. The constellations. So you're going to see little orbs on the ground in a little pattern, and then all of them are going to reconnect in a way that you don't know. Don't try to figure out what the fucking algorithm is. Stand in the triangle. So me, Derm, and Kami are all indicators. Where X is standing in fusion, that is a safe spot. If you stand, in between us, that's bad. You can stack. Yeah, everybody can hard stack, and you kind of have to. The overarching mechanic in that is the crystal carriers have a giant circle around them of gold. If you are not in that circle, you take damage. So you kind of have to stack anyway. The crystal carriers have that circle around them. If you are not in it, you take extra damage. You can survive it, but it's bad. So you want to be in it as much as possible.
Does the boss still have a frontal in that phase, or am I good just standing next
The
to
boss
Kami?
doesn't have a frontal ever.
Oh, okay, good.
Also, if you're on the side with memory game, when you see the memory game notification coming up, you need to spread. Not far, but you need to pre-spread. That way you don't instantly pop one of the icons.
Yeah. And so what's going to happen is we're going to do those mechanics, and then she's going to do a big, I'm going to fucking kill you laser beam, and each side is going to pop a crystal. And the first one who is assigned to do that is going to do it. So Key and Derm, the two mages, are going to put down their, they're going to, destroy their crystal and give us a big defensive, and we use that to survive the next mechanic, and then she makes a bunch of goo on the ground and we run away.
So we have to put it down, right?
Yes. You press the
Yeah.
button and it like destroys it and uses it a thing. We did
We
make it the
would've-
lost timing. I don't know if anyone pressed it.
I think we were just there, and I'm like, when do I pop? I'm waiting for the pop.
It's like 6:05. I'll try to pay a little more attention. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, 6:05. Okay, yeah, because the fight was like 6:12.
6:16. Like we died, but like we're learning the new mechanics and stuff. But good stuff. Let's just
Progress.
do it again.
So when one of the crystal users pop their crystal, then do like two of the groups combine then?
Two of the groups combined. Yes,
Like
there's
okay.
instead of having 3 safe spots, we will only have 2 safe spots.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it in I think slide 3 and 4. 4 will probably basically shows the 2 groups, or 5 depending on which one you're. Wait,
5,
it's 3 and 5,
4,
3 and 4,
3,
depending which group you're on.
1.
Roughly,
Interrupts.
you can stay anywhere, but if you want to have a logistic thing for it, stay with the group that you landed with, right? Like, when you have to spread out for memory game, try to spread out roughly that way if you need to. But just make sure you're not on top of each other. A hint, though, mages and all crystal carriers, whenever you pop a crystal, you are guaranteed going to be the very first person in the next set. So if the next set of memory games is orange, you are going to be picked for orange every single time if you are the one who popped the crystal last.
Okay.
So just be aware for that via memory game.
No memory required.
Glaive. Glaive 2, watch out.
Interrupts.
Lots of glaives.
Oh.
Interrupt. Grip crystal.
Regression.
That was multiple miss kicks because the tank had to cover one of the other ones.
Yeah, mine's not on cooldown, but I hit the button, so.
Need a group that helps you, and this is something you find
That's not what
with
you wrote,
people who
though.
are close to you.
You wrote decency, honesty, and trust can only be gained if people maintain their ethnic makeup. Right-wing politics, you wrote, commits itself to the people, which is more than the community of citizens.
Exactly, you have the
That's
community
not
of
exactly
citizens,
at all. That's not what
and
people
within the community of citizens, you have ethnic groups. You have it in the UK,
So you can have, hold
and
on.
they help you.
So you can have multiple ethnic groups and communities
Yes.
who are
Citizens.
So multiculturalism, you're fine with that.
It's not much. I don't like it.
You just described a group of different, multiple ethnic communities.
No,
could
but
all
this
be
is the
living-
reality.
I'm in favor of the
That's
reality. You're
the
the one who's trying to take us back in
That is
time.
the reality. That is a deep problem. We have people in need, and we have to manage it. So we have to change politics. That people have a hope and they can only get their hope if they have people who
promised
help
I'd get
them
back
meet.
to
This is the
Deborah.
right-wing approach.
All this talk about remigration
even
isn't
know if my
actually
side
about
sees the
remigration. So
memory
when the
game
AFD first
if-
came out with this remigration
Like when
scandal,
Cammy presses
the
the button, I don't
mainstream
think my
says
side
things
even
like,
sees
oh,
that.
wait till the AFD finds out that they don't have anyone to clean their toilets. There's an attitude across the board in German society that migrants are here to be underclass. They're here to perform menial labor. They shouldn't be integrating because then they'll threaten our power, our dominance. What the AFD is suggesting with talk around remigration is a kind of intimidation and the legitimization of techniques designed to keep migrants in Germany in the underclass. That's really what this is about.
Remigration is not about remigration. So what have you talked about the first part of this show? I mean, you see how these accusations are simply
Maximilian,
nonsense.
when you say immigration is not about integration into the German cultural community, it's about its destruction. That is very inflammatory rhetoric.
Integration means integrate in the community of citizens. Take an example, you come from, I don't know, Turkey, then you should maintain also your language and your ancestors and your traditions. You should not give up everything that makes you human. So a migrant comes into a country and then he keeps, of course, what he has learned at home, but he takes also what he finds in the new
That's
place.
what you support?
Yes, he
That
should
is
not.
literally the
he
definition
should,
of multiculturalism. Okay, last question, gentleman here. Yes, Green, do you want microphone?
I think there was an edit there
You
too.
seem to have quite an incessant focus on ethnic makeup, and I would ask, what purpose does that serve other than perpetuating division amongst the German people?
Because people are not purely individual. I give you your dignity and your dependency back by giving you bonds that are independent from the state. The state is not your mommy and your daddy. The state often is hostile to you, but if you have bonds to your family, to people who are close to you, to share the same beliefs and traditions, then you become a strong, independent person with your own dignity. This is the right-wing approach, and this is what I stand for.
Last question. Right now, there's a trial going on of 3 former AFD members. One was a city councillor, 2 were party members.
Yes, it's because
they're on trial for plotting to coup the state government and replace it with a Nazi-style state. Do you understand why, when people hear stories like this, they are so worried?
No,
You're
they are
reading in the
not
poll,
worried.
and they're worried about. They shouldn't be worried when
No,
they
they
hear
are not worried. We have
that
it.
there
We
was a plot to build a Nazi state in Saxony.
3 years ago, there was a nationwide plot to overcome the government and to make the coup d'etat. This plot, officially plot, was maintained by people who were mostly older than 65. They had not a real bazooka or a machine gun.
I'm
they
not
had
saying it was
nothing.
going to be successful. We can say,
call
should they be worried that
call it
people
the
with that
Roulette war coup
ideology
d'etat.
are serving in your
This is the
party?
typical bull our opponents bring. They don't have arguments against me. They don't have arguments against our party. So what they invent accusations and coup d'etats and anything like this. There has never been a real coup d'etat in Germany. Look, the country is in crisis. We have to talk about politics. We have to talk about humanity, about dignity, about how to change it. And what we're talking about fake accusations.
What you
Trick
call
of the
fake,
left wing
what other
to
people
prevent
say.
them to keep their power. And I want to challenge that power to
Maximilian.
make Germany a better country. And I wish you that people have a better
Jesus, did not see that.
Maximilian, Kra, we are not going to agree on very much. I appreciate you coming here and taking my questions. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you to our audience here in London's Conway Hall. Thank you to our panel of experts. Head to head,
Oh my
back
God.
on Al Jazeera very soon. From me, good night. Thank you.
What was that?
Something in the middle there?
crystal, or do we dissonance there?
It's the wrong symbol, maybe? Because everyone's phases went down, I think.
Yeah, okay. That wouldn't have been everyone if it's just.
Cammy Dragon Nox. Cammy Nox.
I mean, that
It'd be
looks
cool
right.
if Nox had the fucking name so we could know what buttons he hit.
2 and 3 were flipped. Cool.
Nox just looking at pants.
Oh, it's hot. Sheesh.
I confirm from multiple sources within the NRSC, the National Republican Senatorial Committee, including a direct one that allows me to share this, made me say that they think they have collected clear proof that your candidate, Graham Plattner, committed sexual war crime in Iraq. What? Oh no! Wait, the child thing? Oh no, wait! I was memeing when I said that. That Graham Plattner committed sexual war crimes in Iraq and sent kick messages to minors and will drop them after the candidate replacement deadline.
No.
If he did
They would
this,
do it
please
after
persuade-
the deadline? That's diabolical.
drop them after the candidate replacement deadline. If he did do this, please persuade him to use his leverage to make sure the replacement candidate is Troy Jackson and drop out. What? Where are you reading this? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck this is. Prague Flip Memon. Is this an X account or a Facebook account?
Who would we be, who would be going up to again?
I don't know. Hold on. Oh, we got a Hassan tweet.
Memory game.
First guy to pivot to this LARP without a rape charge. Aw, Hassan's finding his footing to fight Asimov a little bit more.
This is anti-BDS blackmail in action.
True. We're not getting the Senate, are we? Could you imagine if, just through some, between these Senate memes, sorry, hold on, my chest just got heavy even thinking about this. Could you imagine if through some Senate memes, and if through some, all the gerrymandering bullshit, and a couple House memes, could you imagine if the midterms come and go, and we didn't win the House or the Senate? We didn't even win the House? What do we expected right now to be at for the House? How many seats up?
I don't even know off the top of my head.
Like, imagine if somehow the Plattner stuff and somehow the Saeed stuff hurts like Tallarico or something. And, nah.
We need IRI. We need hopium.
There's no way this is real. So basically, Mitch McConnell is a vegetable on life support in the hospital right now because his wife fled to China. There's no one with power of attorney to pull the plug or give up his seat, which is likely by design because if the seat were vacated before August 3rd, the election would become a special election, which would allow Thomas Massey to run as an independent, potentially win, and the entire Republican Party is going along with the sick charade because they are wholly owned by a foreign country who views Thomas Massey as a serious threat to their power. Where is McConnell? When is the last time we saw...
How about, where are our reporters? Why aren't they finding out where he is?
He's a Republican. Have some fucking respect, Mooten. Have some fucking respect. Have some fucking respect, Mooten. He could be dying, okay?
Who cares?
A lot of people are asking, why have McConnell's state? Not like a Dem would win the special election. If McConnell vacated for August 3rd, cut off, it'd be a special election, and anyone can register as an independent, including Massey, which was split the Republican vote, giving him maybe a vote.
Still glad.
Another follow-up on this. This August 3rd date has to do with a candidate deadline for the general election or for special election. Two different statutes that have not been tested by the courts together. By the time the issue makes its way to the courts, a new Congress will already be in place. Oh, and we know that the courts will always side with the Republicans, so... Wait, it's real? She did... Whoa, he's married to a... Hey, what?
Problem?
Mitch McConnell's wife's bizarre move after CPR
What, she
drama
can't go on
reveal.
a fucking vacation, man?
Elaine Chao. Well, I don't know if she's going to a vacation or if she's going home. Jesus. Mitch McConnell's wife reportedly traveled to China just 3 days after he received CPR following an apparent heart attack. Bruh. Do you think the Republicans saw the Dem move in Texas? And they were like, remember how the Dems all left the House in order to not have to vote on the redistricting on the gerrymandered maps? And they like looked at McConnell's wife and like, get the fuck out of the country. If you're out of the country, they can't find you, they can't force you. We have to send in Batman to extradite her. Remember when Batman is like, I got a friend with no jurisdiction.
We gotta find Batman.
We need to do the air thing. We need to lift her out of China. We have to bring her here. We've been outmaneuvered again.
Who's
Troops,
dead there?
You guys
Couldn't
aren't
see.
thinking. You guys aren't thinking creatively. No
doing my own
Democrat
game.
would have this idea. McConnell's dying in the hospital. Well, what, are you going to murder him? Well, no, but obviously his wife's going to pull the plug. She's gone. She just took a first-class ticket out of Beijing Air, bro. She's gone. She's out of the country.
What is even the excuse for this, man? Your husband's dying in the hospital.
What do
and
you
you're
mean?
like,
Because
"Oh,
now
yeah,
they
I
can't
gotta
pull
go
the
to China."
plug. He's still the senator.
I mean, this makes me
Yeah,
think that she's like a foreign
soaked
fucking
from
spy, if
Crystal
anything.
right in,
Just like, I gotta get
Wait,
the fuck
Chris.
out of here. Oh my god.
God damn. Is it Rule 5 if I say, is she 73 in this picture? She looks really good.
She looks nice. Can you just put a moratorium on Rule 5?
Can somebody give me like the, I know a guy, I need to just quote tweet this with, to bring the wife back. No, I don't.
But by
need
a
that.
laser
Couldn't she
line,
just
I
say,
think?
don't pull the plug? Why would she need to flee to China? Ban him. Shut that guy the fuck up. My story's way funnier. Senator Mitch McConnell has been hospitalized for 3 weeks. This is the difference, okay? This is the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Be me, be a Democrat,
Why is
be
the Range
Ruth Bader
aren't doing
Ginsburg,
this?
die immediately, okay? Meanwhile, McConnell just put me downstairs next to Jordan Peterson.
I have a spot.
Just keep the machines
No,
running
you
for as
gotta
long as
tweet that
possible.
out. You gotta tweet that out. That's a good one.
Jesus Christ.
I have the deep breath already. If not, I would.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Dems don't have the fucking guts to do what McConnell's doing, man.
Don't have anything, bro.
He's in fucking purgatory right now.
He literally at the Thanos thing or whatever after he fucking snaps his
Yeah.
fingers. What did it cost? Everything.
Everything. Yeah, Blood's in the gulag. He's fucking waiting for respawn.
Mitch McConnell voting on the reconciliation bill? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, bro. They outplayed us again, goddammit.
We need age limits so they can't do this shit.
Is this really how I killed this last time? There's no way that didn't even hit.
They're just gonna have a permanent seat.
He's like 130 years old. Has anybody checked on that guy?
Interrupts.
Yeah, he voted.
Searching us out on Reddit appears to have the Asriel, Destiny, H2H3, and LSF subreddits removed. One of the autofill top search results. One thing that I kind of don't like about the current memes, lawsuit included and outside, is the deck is like really stacked against us. Holy shit, bro. Like, we're not getting boosted by any fucking foreign bots. I'm not getting my Merkel or Macron or my Soros check anywhere.
Have we thought about trying to make peace with Ethan?
Memory
I mean, like, that would be like the best thing, but it's just like I don't know what's going on over there. And also, like, especially because his fan base is like a lot of women. That fan base is really poisoned against me now because to them I like to the ones I'm not smashing. I look like a creeper rapist, basically. Yeah.
Sure, but I feel like if you own your fan base, you can kind of probably dissuade those because you're not a creeper rapist.
Maybe, and you can dissuade them. Not maybe I'm a creeper rapist.
Yeah.
It's hard though once you've like put a huge stake in the ground on it, you know. Wait, I've gotten that material before, right? That's not anything. Oh, okay. I do think that like I hope we can like undo the power scaling or whatever in online politics, and I guess in real politics now, because now we might see with Plattner, everything now is like genocide and child rape. Like every person is like a rapist, pedophile. It's like it's like the maximum amount of. It would also help too to not be banned on Twitch, because I could also. I hate how like
that would help a lot.
exclusive that platform is. Like the viewers on that platform really don't travel very far. That's why Hassan doesn't have much pull elsewhere. But then it also keeps them like very locked into the ecosystem. Every viewer on Twitch uses YouTube regularly now. Like to watch YouTube videos, yes, but not to not live streams though. I think live stream viewers on Twitch very much like only stay on Twitch. I think most live stream viewers stay on most platforms though.
Kick has probably been the biggest fighter against that because of how they were doing. I feel like their early on contracts of like, all right, you stream on Twitch for X amount of time, and then you announce to everybody like, hey, I'm going over to Kick, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, maybe. Mitch McConnell remaining technically alive for an extra 3 weeks because of a manipulative procedural maneuver is exactly how he would have wanted to go out.
You see Mike from PA making fun of Hutch for his look?
Oh, Mike will go in on anything. Mike is one of... Bro, some of these people are like...
Help me, Cammy.
Like, I can't imagine them existing off camera. Like, I'm just so curious what their lives are like off camera. Like, what do? Who are you? What are you?
I don't have you ever met Mike in person?
Offensives.
Yeah, remember?
Was he ever normal?
Well,
On far key,
I
sorry.
don't know why we were on bad terms, but we saw him at a restaurant. You can ask Tabor about this. Well, yeah, but this was before he tried to get with her. And he like...
Well, he killed
I
Fusion.
feel like we met outside a restaurant, and then he like ran away. It was so weird. Because
he had threatened to like beat you up, I thought.
Does it come in? No, it just dies.
It just explodes.
Yeah, that was just way long.
I didn't know. I could see it maybe teleporting in.
Yeah, I thought it might too.
I don't remember why.
I used the multiple times to run faster,
Was too?
and it brought my body back
next to
during
me,
the
and we looked at each
pull,
other
and then I
like
just
laughing,
died
because, like, when we
instantly.
looked to see where Mike had went,
Oh,
we,
because
like,
it
just saw
teleported you
him,
to,
like,
like, the
literally
shade
just
up.
turning
Yeah,
the
when we
corner
were
to
getting
leave
pulled in, it
this
just
thing.
killed
like,
me
he, like
instantly.
down the street, he ran away.
Yeah, I
Even though
dropped
we were,
my
like,
crystal
all
in a
getting
beam, and I
food
was
here. I
like,
had no idea.
I'm just gonna pick it
I
up and let it get hit.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
'cause
Again,
otherwise it dies, and maybe somebody can set up and
ironically enough,
it worked out.
there are a lot
got
of
there.
liberals.
Not gonna lie,
Ironically
that
enough, there are a lot of
combo
liberals on the
was pretty
timeline
toxic.
who yesterday were
How'd Fusion
saying
die? He
Abdul
just
Al
said it was
Sayed is
suspect.
bad because he hangs out with Hassan. Graham Plattner is good because he doesn't hang out with Hassan. And there's truth to that. I have no
Gigaphar
connection
would be
to the
killed,
Plattner
you know?
campaign. I have no idea.
Oh, no, I thought it
shit.
was Elanon's
Plattner's gone.
Crystal Pulse that did it most once, but
Plattner's
he died before that.
Oh shit, Plattner's mega gone. Plattner
Yeah, I thought
is
that was a Star
ultra
Splinter,
gone.
so-
Yeah, something hit him
Oh,
with Star Splinter. Who
no.
it looked like.
Yeah, what they're up to. I have
No,
no
I had the Star Splinter. I ran out of
understanding
range of the
what has
healers grabbing
taken place
Cammy's
thus far. So
Crystal.
the
I think
liberals
is
might
what
have
happened.
actually unironically locked themselves
I
into
should
a
have
weird
spotted.
bind.
These fucking cucks.
About not
I'm sorry,
being
hold
me,
on.
but
I'm trying to think.
Ellen is the leader, so if anything goes wrong,
one thing
it
people
is
don't do is they don't
technically.
Bro,
look
he's
for
probably
disconfirming
gassing
evidence. You always
lightning
try to
bolt.
find
Calm down.
disconfirming evidence. I have my whole fucking mind
Ryan.
prison for my media funnel bullshit. I'm like, okay, hold on. The way that I see the media is the MAGA people know how to do media, and the tanky people know how to do media. So they can always spin any story. It doesn't really fucking matter. You know, it seems like they're untouchable, right? But now, Plattner Seems like there's a story that's coming up that's going to wreck him. But then how do I make that work with my media thing understanding, you know? I think the easiest way to look at it is maybe, obviously, there are going to be some stories that are just so big you just can't get away from, obviously, right? Child rape in Iraq might be one of those. However, another thing, and I hope to fucking God that this isn't the pattern that's going to play out. Another thing is, when they have to bump into a media empire that can play the same games they do, they tuck tail and run immediately. Immediately, right? Because Plattner is not fighting against the libs anymore. Now he has to fight against the conservatives who know how to pull out all the stops and do fucking everything. And he's like, oh, fuck that. Whoa, 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 whoa. We can fight against the blues. We can primary Dems. But whoa, we won the primary? I'm fucking out of here, chief. See ya. Later, bitch. See ya. I'm out of here.
Interrupts.
But we don't know. We don't have any information. What I do know is what I've seen thus far. And what I've seen thus far has been,
Interrupt.
great exaggerations. This might be real, though, right? This might be totally real. This might be totally valid. But in this circumstance, the Graham Plattner situation, this was the ridiculous one. This was the ridiculous one. This is, dude. That is totally ridiculous. Oh, they would go into like an Iraqi home or something, and that seems like a Israeli disinfo campaign.
Hassan defending private military contractors of the United States of America in the Iraq War? Now I've seen everything. That's how you know the Israel hate runs deep. The Jew hate runs deep. Holy shit. Oh my God.
That isn't...
Okay, that was mean.
That doesn't have any legs whatsoever. You know what I mean? But if there's a more serious accusation, we'll look at it. If he does drop out, could another Democrat run? I think it's literally the reason why they're doing
10:07.
Play Nord's fault.
Ooh, I like it.
That's what I'm saying.
Me tummy.
Doing it. The reason why this push is coming right now, the timing of it, whether it's real, whether it's because I don't know anything yet. Yeah, for context, that guy's previous claim to fame is pushing that Biden admin was trafficking kids from Ukraine. I know that guy's insane. I'm not saying that allegation is insane. That one is bullshit. Politico has dropped something. We'll take.
Politico. Plattner accused of sexual assault denies allegations. A woman, a 41-year-old Maine resident named Jenny Rakakot, detailed the alleged incident to Politico in 3 interviews over the past 2 weeks. Politico also spoke with a man, Rakakot, am I pronouncing this correctly? Dated and confided in the years after the alleged incident and reviewed documents, including emails between Rakakot and her therapist, and messages between Rakakot, it's Kakarot, shut the fuck up, and an acquaintance whom she warned against getting involved with Plattner years before he ran for office. Woman who dated Graham Plattner says he sexually assaulted her. The Maine Democrat denies the allegation, says any accusation of sexual behavior is categorically untrue. Well, that's a lot less bad than the Iraqi child rape memes. I shouldn't say memes, but isn't this, certainly this isn't the story that the New York Times didn't run with, right? Do you remember when wasn't somebody tweeting out like, oh, well, there was a sexual assault story, but the New York Times just chose not to run with it because, or something? Woman who dated Graham Plattner says he sexually assaulted her. How long ago, too? Says he forced her to have sex with him nearly 5 years ago, despite her repeated objections. On and off relationship with Plattner, who is now the Democratic Senate nominee in Maine, for more than 2 years, where he entered her rural Maine home uninvited one night in late 2021, deeply intoxicated, and forced himself on her while she repeatedly told him to stop.
Can we stop putting this
previously described
mushroom
reckless
shit
and
on
unsettling
top of the
behavior by
feast?
Plattner to the New
Holy
York
crap.
Times, but says she didn't go public with the specific assault claim because she didn't want to be known as a rape victim. Said she
skill
later
check.
felt compelled to go public about her experience because the reaction to Times story was dominated
Maybe
by
push comes
a
to side, it's
woman,
easy.
Lindsay Fife.
I just had to look for the name to
Plattner
change.
mistreated her and faced attacks because of her ties to the Republican Party. My part of the story was just a read over. She said she was torn over coming forward, in part because she agrees with Plattner politically.
And
Why the fuck
something
would you
that we
come
need
out
to
before
do
the
when we get to that
primary?
phase.
Wanted to direct.
We need to
Oh, we
move
got
the
3D,
boss like to at
5D
least
audio
here
version.
on
Okay.
both of our
Plattner and
respective
Oysterman.
sides.
That night in late
'cause
2021, she said she had exchanged text messages
we
with
don't
him
want
and told
the
him not to come over, saying
constellations
she
which
wasn't in the mood
spawn
for
around
company.
our
Later-
boss to overlap. So like we have, them spawning on both of our sides, so there's more to dodge, and also the soak spawns around her. So what happened was I had the boss like here, so one of the soak spawned like there, and your team was trying to soak it, but they should never have to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
I
didn't
was
have
like
him full
standing
enough,
in.
and neither did you. Yeah. So like if
Mamma
you're over
mia,
there and I'm over
86.
there, we won't see each other's mechanics, and it'll be okay.
Yeah, like I was struggling to try and do both the mechanics.
Yeah, we only saw 2, and we're supposed to see 3, and we barely got our 2 done on our side. So we need to be way faster with soaking. And ironically, I think it was Matt plus one of the healers. They just happened to click the right thing, and even though Cammy didn't mark the first thing that came out, the X, they happened to touch each other first, and then the third one, T, just never found each other because one of them was standing soaking.
We're ready.
I don't think we're going to see a Cammy, but there's no way to know which one of the abilities the tank's getting P4.
5.
So
4.
sometimes she'll just be
That
the
evening,
little
she
circle guy
said
who
she
has to
realized when
walk
she
and
heard a
has no
sound on the
abilities.
stairs that he had let himself into her house.
Sometimes she'll
Who's
be the
the
guy
crystal
who has
person on the right
Holy
side?
shit. Plattner came up the stairs, Riker got said.
On the
where
right
she was
side,
on
no.
a couch. He got on top of her and kept grabbing her. She said
you need it to be?
well, she repeatedly told him to stop,
No.
but she wasn't
Interrupt.
interested. She smelled alcohol on his breath and believed he was almost
The
blackout
opposite,
drunk.
in
Because
fact.
Plattner ignored her protest
Me
and continued
last
to grab
good.
her. How can you be blackout
Yeah,
drunk?
I figured you and
That's a lot
Taden
of
are like
progress.
unkillable, so
She gets to the house,
kill that crystal.
open the door, go upstairs. So she tried to separate herself from Plattner by telling him she couldn't be in the room anymore, after which he followed her to her bedroom and then raped her. She said he also ejaculated inside of her, despite her telling him not to. She wasn't using birth control at the time. She went to clean herself up. When she returned, Plattner had fallen asleep. Plattner said he didn't remember what happened the night before. She said she told him to leave and never contact her again. She said she sent him an IG message, but she can't recover it because she deleted it all after and moved on. She also shared details about the alleged assault of the man she dated after Plattner, who she began dating in 2022. The man, who was granted anonymity out of concern for his personal privacy, told Politico that Rakakot had told him in bits and pieces about a bad experience with Plattner before confiding the full details of what had happened in 2023.
Holy
His account of what Rakakot told him about the incident matched what They told Politico,
Obviously die.
shared with Politico, series private Facebook messages she exchanged with an acquaintance 2023, about a year and a half after the alleged assault, and well before Plattner launched his political career, in which she can caution the
was
acquaintance
thick.
about getting involved with Plattner. In the messages, she said that she
Yeah,
ended
it
up in a
happened
bad
this on
situation
that
with him,
last
describing
one
him
where
as
we had
consensually
two crystal
careless,
people get hit by
and saying he
lasers
doesn't listen to you
last
when
like
drunk.
I don't know, like the
What's his
fifth
deal?
or sixth
Should I
pool of the
not
night,
fix up my
where we
friend,
looked
assuming
all
he's
safe
single?
and then we all got
He was
hit.
charming and funny. He's a decently intelligent person. He's not all bad, but I ended up in a bad situation
I
with
blame
him. I will politely
mushrooms.
call, and I will just
That one kind of felt
politely
the
call
same
him
way, where I thought I
consensually
was
careless
safe
at
and instead I got
times.
hit.
When drunk plus
Ooh.
PTSD. I knew about the PTSD. He
I think
lies
you were
also.
safe
Base.
by
Okay.
what?
Spoke with a friend
do
that
you
they
mean
told her
by?
the alleged assault last summer, shortly
Do you
after
mean that
Plattner
you
launched
were
his
able to
campaign.
I wanted
like,
to directly
get really
address
close to it and
troubling,
you look like you're safe
serious, and
instead of moving
false
like 5 extra yards
allegations
to know
against
that you're
me.
safe?
Any
I mean, I
accusation
like
of
hover
non-consensual
past them.
behavior
So like I thought I
is
was way fine. It said I got hit
Yeah,
there.
For the last 10 months,
He said
I've
it.
been deeply humbled by the faith.
You can watch my replay and see how unsafe I was.
You have welcomed me into your homes, into your places of work,
Shit talk me all you
into
want.
your restaurants.
I don't know. I think
and your
Tayden
houses
might
of
be onto
worship.
something. It might just
You
be
have shown me a
the
different kind of
instance
politics,
ID stuff,
one
like
that puts the interests of people over
Answer used to do,
corporations.
where
My
like after
ping is
40
higher
polls,
than
you
it
just had
should
to
be
throw
right
that
now.
thing out the window.
This
Oh,
movement
because
is
Laser Zone did it
the
first.
largest volunteer base in the history of Maine politics.
Who was that?
What the
Hundreds
fuck was that
thousands
lag all of a sudden?
grassroots donors and the supporters across the ideological spectrum, we were united in a love of Maine, a belief that our politics must change, and a focus on defeating Susan Collins. So,
I'm having huge
regardless of
lag
the
all of a sudden.
inaccuracy of the reporting, when mindful of the political
Are you
reality
East
of
Coast?
conflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path
Yes.
forward.
I'm getting.
State
I
that
don't know
I'm
why.
central and I just froze for a solid 10 seconds.
Wait.
Yeah, my
hold on,
ping
what?
jumped from like
So,
20 to like
politics
100,
must change,
and it's
and a
not going down.
focus on defeating Susan Collins.
Oh no.
So,
I'm fine.
regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, when mindful of the
Wonder if
political
Warcraft
reality of
loss is
conflict,
killing me.
we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward.
Rivet,
A state that I love.
I only have 3 on my screen.
Oh, I got it.
Everyone I
Holy
belong to
fucking.
has
Wait,
the goal of
okay.
defeating Susan Collins.
Yeah.
Those were the goals when we launched this campaign, and they remain my goals today. On June 9th,
This is surely the bull.
154,058 Mainers, the most in primary history, voted to reject
I feel like he's stepping down. I feel like he's going to be gone tomorrow.
Interrupt.
What is the day today? Monday?
a broken politics beholden to Washington and the donor class. They voted for hope, for change, to take back our economy, to take back our power, and to take back
Memory
our
game.
Senate seat. Throughout it all, you never turned your back on me, and I will not turn my back on you now. Every one of you deserves to see that vision come to fruition and see Susan Collins defeated. And we will use every tool at our disposal to do so. As Maine goes, so goes the nation. As always, thank you.
Reports are coming in that there is absolutely no evidence for this, but it was Connor who sent this story to Politico. Apparently because Connor thinks Plattner is too right. It was a Griper's wife. I feel like
Whoa.
he's dropped out. I feel like he's already gone, and they're just figuring out how to do it. I think he's gone. Why would you stumble here?
I know
if
that
there
might
was
be
even
some
a
server
chance
side
that you would
stuff
stay
because those
in?
visuals looked
Putting out that
atrocious
message
poll too.
of, even though this is false,
I don't know,
Yeah,
I'm kinda
it's
like
the wrong
considering
server.
all of our options
Western
or whatever, like
and
what do you
my-
mean all of your
My
options?
be
You can't
internet
even
during
drop
that
me.
was
Why would you
perfectly
say that?
fine. It's just
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm
Get
gonna
your
relog just to be
Poly Market
safe.
bets in. Did you guys know that on
If you're having
Poly Market you
issues,
can buy
relog.
contracts? I'm not guaranteeing you that this will win, and you
This
shouldn't
is
try
what
to
happens
buy
when
this
you
though
don't
to
cover
save
the
your
Seattle
whole
hub.
life or your fortune or whatever else. But that's a good looking.
Sorry,
I'm
I'm
gonna-
waiting for the
Can
West
I- I'm
Coast to
con-
raid.
I think he's staying in.
directly to
He's afraid that some
server
of the
probably.
divorce will even drop. Well, is this
Yeah,
going
I
to
was
be one
like,
of those
you
things
just
where we
plug
like,
into
look
it.
back on it and we're like, wait, who could have ever known?
Yeah, because like,
The guy
yeah,
who
I was
lied
checking my
about
network. It was like
Nazis had two for
0%, and
16
then after
years
the poll
was a
was
questionable mortgage.
what's it
But it-
called? Warcraft
timing
logs. Warcraft
of-
recorder was doing like 300, but that was after the poll, so it didn't matter.
Make sure you don't have Wowhead open in the background.
No, I don't use WoW.
Make sure you don't have
anymore.
make sure you don't have Warcraft logs open in the background. It's terrible.
I have it open the entire day.
I may have 3 tabs of Warcraft logs
Oh,
open.
literally no reason high ping.
Oh, by the way, I hit log out and it just instantly crashed. So I'm gonna go with
Tabs.
WoW had a problem.
Oh yeah, my ping is back to normal now.
Y'all love a conspiracy, huh?
If I blame it on anything but
No,
myself,
no, no, no.
it's got to be true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't worry, if you
Because
watch
Tate
my
normally would relog and he didn't, so
Getting a
If you watch
contact
my
high from the
recording, it
coke.
shows my ping, so you'll see.
But did everyone have like all 5 symbols for the first time?
Yeah.
That's weird because that's like an entirely different thing.
Well, if you lagged and your thing couldn't read chat log for that period of time, it wouldn't display the symbols.
The chat
Can you
log's
clip in
like
this
on a
program?
different.
I was like back unfrozen at the time, but that's why it caught me so off guard.
Yeah, the chat log, like Rox was saying, is like a different server because that stuff is down while the game is up sometimes.
Where do the
and vice
clips go
versa.
for the thing?
Huh?
I just opened the folder.
I clipped it. My like literally started the pull at like 30. The second we
Need it.
pulled it, went up to like
Brother,
150.
FIFA to request
It goes to the
They
channel
think
that
50
says clips.
con-
The
No,
tab.
the Warcraft log
Who's
clips.
that guy?
is
That
what I
chatter
meant.
live.
You do
But
not
yeah, I think
represent
it's there.
Paraguay.
I
That
don't see it.
Rox, I have been
But
trying to
yeah,
press
exception-
the wipe button every time I call a wipe, so
of reality feels
deaths of
It's
other
just something
mechanics
that I
might be
thought
more
of.
accurate than
It's over,
if
he's
you
dropping
use the
out. That I
ignore
mean, I
events
don't know why you
after
would ever
wipe
say
call
that.
instead of X number of deaths.
Plattner planning to drop out of main
Man, I can
Senate
really go for
raids.
some chicken
Well, what the
fingies
fuck?
right
This is
now.
an hour old, bro.
Baller.
I just like instantly blink
Venezuela.
into the middle.
The wife of
Do you like
Venezuelan
fish
footballer
sticks?
Andrea Bella was found in the rubble, and she was shielding her 1-year-old baby
prefer
from the earthquake. The baby was found
Vegetables.
alive in her arms. Correct?
It's the epitome of motherhood. She's a hero.
Love fish
and
balls, though.
moms, of course, they want to.
Oh, sorry. This is a video that has fucking nothing to do with with the article. My bad. I don't know why I thought it was. My bad. My bad. Oh yeah, Tim Miller. I'm sorry, but we are taking time to reflect on the best path forward is not an option on the table. Either it's false and you campaign with vigor, or it's true and you get out / apologies when you let down. Yeah, I mean, like that's I don't think that statement is.
We are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward for the state that I love, the people reporting, but mindful the political reality will inflict.
Memory game.
I mean, he's gone. So
had
what?
a checkered past, right? A lot of red flags in his
Uh-oh.
background.
Oh yeah, really? Really?
And he was doing phenomenally well against Janet Mills, the current governor of Maine. He defeated Janet Mills thoroughly, handily. Janet Mills dropped out, as a matter of fact, when the primaries took place. And here's the thing: a lot of establishment Democrats hate this guy, right?
Interrupts.
A lot of people in the pro-Israel side hate this guy.
Does he
in the
talk about Israel
past,
that much? Maybe he does.
He had been the recipient of a lot of attacks. Many of these attacks were somewhat silly. Some of them were unsubstantiated. And the criticisms that he should have received were obviously criticisms about his his background, you know, his investment into I mean, his numerous tours and then going back into Blackwater, you know, things like that. Those were red flags for me.
Oh,
The
you
Nazi
think?
tattoo was a red flag for me. Those weren't red flags for the average American, and certainly not the average Mainer. But then,
I've definitely got
but
a
then the
lot
New York
of weird
Times
stuff. I
came
don't
out with
know
this
about anyone
reporting,
else.
right? The New York Times came out with this report, and they had said this is an unbelievable an unbelievable allegation that's about to come out. You know, they highlighted the report as though there was a serious sexual assault allegation. And when the New York Times report came out, it turns out that was not the case, right? There was they went, they looked at his background, they interviewed 7 of Grant Plattner's former partners. Most of them actually had nothing but nice, kind words to say about him. And 2,
Memory game.
one of the 2 said that there was one moment that she did not feel great about, and then the other was a Republican operative that said Grant Plattner had done the classic like male manipulator, domestic abuser moment, the risk control, right? This article seemingly is bad. This article seemingly is different.
Is he sweeping?
No, he's
Okay.
Plattner's gone. 100% he's gone.
There's a
That's
political
free money,
article
by
out
the
now.
way.
I don't know how the New York Times missed this. I don't know how the New York Times did not
Read
get
the
this
articles. They already
information.
tell you how. But okay.
He doesn't read articles, retard.
True. My bad.
By no means am I defending Plattner, but American voters' cognitive dissonance about voting for rapists is frustrating, aka Trump's fine, but for Mainers, but Plattner is not. It should always be a disqualifier across the board. Yes.
What?
What? Now Plattner
And,
get raped?
Political piece, I assume we'll get into it, but we'll look at it now, right? Plattner also immediately, because of the severity of the allegations, it seems that
Amy's
they
got
were
killed
ready
by
for
someone?
By you?
By me?
Oh
God.
the Plattner camp actually
Sorry, I was trying to dodge the
canceled a
other
bunch of events. I think they said the wife
Yeah.
was sick or something. I don't know.
I thought you were
I'm
gonna play
having
for their back.
River and Key.
Wow, here we go.
If I blame anybody but
So-
myself, it can't be me.
Let's take a look
That's how it goes.
at the
Probably 80+%.
latest Graham Plattner. New York Times knew this, but the conversation was off the record. Okay.
That was as
The
close as I
woman who
could
dated
get
Graham
to the
Plattner
front.
says he sexually assaulted her.
What was
The
that,
main
Key?
Democrat denied the
Oh,
allegations
I was
as
close
any
to the front.
accusation
Someone
of
died in the back
non-consensual
of his
behavior is
microphone.
categorically untrue. A woman who dated Maine U.S. Senate candidate Graham Plattner says he forced her to
I
have
think
sex
the
with
issue
him
was that
nearly
all of us
5 years
were
ago, despite
near
her
the
repeated
front. I was
objections.
under the
An
impression
allegation
that
Plattner
Alabama was
denies.
gonna be playing
The woman, a
more towards the
41-year-old
back
Maine
of the
resident
room.
named Jenny
See, I was told if you're in the
Rassicot
outer
detailed the
reaches of
allegation, the
Black
alleged
Africa, it
incident
doesn't
to
matter.
Politico
You're
in
just
3 interviews
not
over the
gonna
past
hit
2
melee
weeks.
ever. But
Politico also
okay.
spoke with a man Rassicot dated and confided in the years
I don't
after
know
the
why
alleged
I'll
incident
have
and
issues
reviewed
with that.
documents including emails between Rassicot and her therapist and messages between Rassicot and acquaintance. That is
Ribbit,
Curtin.
you said you have any connection issues?
Okay.
Yeah, there's.
Mossad Pederaz?
I don't
No.
know what's going on. Like it's
That
kind of
is
stormed
the
outside,
trifecta.
but it shouldn't. Like everything's
Okay.
underground up here.
That is the
anyway, it shouldn't
trifecta
be an
of
issue.
a reliable allegation. That's holy shit. Okay. Personal first-hand testimony to a friend, a close confidant, back from way before
Half an hour.
Graham Plattner
Half an
ever
hour.
fucking
Just
ran
gotta
for
get through
Congress.
this.
Are you kidding me? And then also direct testimony from a therapist.
Well, that's not
That
really
is
what the. But okay.
Might want to
very different.
get us
Very different from a Republican operative coming out and being like, "Oh yeah, I had a touch and go moment with Graham Plattner. I wouldn't even say he like physically abused me or anything." That's very different. There is not direct testimony from a therapist. No, sorry. Emails between Rassicot and her therapist. Okay. Emails.
Yeah,
that
I'm trying
are
to make it
dated.
easier for Key, but
That seems a little
If
bit
there's
different
space in the
than,
back, I can go
previous,
back.
So
previous,
that's
statements
the only
and-
reason why I was
and-
mentioning
and
earlier.
previous things that were talked.
Yeah, so
previous
you're good.
discussions
You're
around
not
Graham
responding.
Plattner's misconduct or
Um,
alleged misconduct. Okay.
Is that there's not
What
like
I
I
don't
feel like there's
understand is why
extra
the New York
space.
Times
There's
didn't
no
report it, but
crystal
apparently the
there.
political article gets
right?
into
like
that, so we'll
mirroring
take a look at
Payton,
it. So,
where laser is
review
now.
documents including emails between Rassicot and her therapist and
I know
messages
you're
between
doing that
Rassicot
swap
and an
for
acquaintance
Key
whom
to
she
give you
warned
crystal
against getting
whatever,
involved
but
with Plattner years
for
before he ran for
space-wise,
office.
where you guys
Rassicot
like,
says she had an on-and-off
there's too
relationship
many
with
people
Plattner,
with
who is now
crystals
the
over
Democratic
there,
Senate
where you
nominee
can't
in
really
Maine for more than 2 years before he entered her rural
clump
Maine
up with
home
other
There-
people.
uninvited one night.
Theory shouldn't be
Oh.
anyone behind them, really.
In
so.
late 2021, deeply intoxicated and forced himself on her.
Raver, you
while
are
she
too
repeatedly
fucking
told him
far
to stop.
over
She
too.
said she cut off
I should be
contact with
behind
him.
Cammy, but
So
like
this is
you
one
are
of the two.
directly on top of X.
This is
You gotta
Rassicot
you gotta
is
chill, brother. You were
the
supposed to be
other.
like behind Key.
New York Times, if you recall,
Star
interviewed
area, right?
7 former girlfriends of Graham Plattner.
Yeah, and then there was not
There was
enough
one
space, so it's like, okay, move more
that
left,
said
and
she
then
had a
there
bad
was
moment
like, oh,
with
there's
Graham
plenty of
Plattner.
space right behind Cammy, and it's like,
This,
okay,
I
so I'll
think,
go behind
expands
Cammy.
on what that bad moment was with a
I think
very
Cammy and Allen are
significant
swapped.
allegation.
No, it's just easier if it's front back.
Trigger warning.
So we're just
Okay.
gonna have
I
to
will
do that.
be reading out
Doing trigger. Oh,
depictions
he's on
of
full progressive.
sexual
Oh, he's on
from
full
this
progressive
woman.
mode now. Okay.
She said she cut off contact
he's
with him
also
after
gone.
telling him the
Damn.
encounter was not consensual. I remember him grabbing my pelvis and being really forceful of me, she said.
Og.
I remember
Give
the
it to
specific
Og.
moment where I thought to myself, like, this
who
is
are
no
you- who are
longer
you
my
kicking?
choice. Plattner denied the allegations. These allegations
You're
are troubling,
kicking Boss
serious, and
Frame
false. Any accusation
3,
of non-consensual
number
behavior is
2.
categorically untrue, he said in a statement.
Pepsi.
Rascott
Still need a
previously
different
described
macro.
reckless and
Everywhere
unsettling
that
behavior
Ribbit was.
by Plattner to the New York Times, but she says she didn't go public with the specific assault
can't
claim
even
because
see
she
the
didn't
raid
want to be
plan
known
'cause it
as a
says I'm
rape
not
victim.
in for it.
Rascott
I
said
was
she
right in
later
front
felt
of
compelled
Star,
to go public
dead
about her
center.
experience because the reaction to the Times story was dominated by controversy about another woman.
I
Lindsay
think in
Fifield,
the
who alleged
weekly thing there
Plattner
should be
mistreated her
a
and
couple
faced
of
attacks
posts
because
of
of her
the
ties to
photo.
the
Oh,
Republican
that's
Party.
and raid chat. I
Contacted
think
by
it is.
Politico, Fifield stood by the
I also
allegations she
Who do
made
you
at the
think
Times
leads the
and declined to
Democratic-
comment further.
An officer chat too.
Your kick, at least, is also replaced.
My part of the story was just a read over, Rascott said in an interview, and the story was just Lindsay and the accusations of her
He needs
being
to know where to
politically
be for the spreads.
motivated. Rascott said she was torn over coming forward in part because she agrees with Plattner politically. One of the reasons I didn't come forward sooner was the huge moral conflict that I
problem
had
is-
between supporting his
This is why I
politics
told you
but
never
not
to
supporting
endorse him
him
and
as
let
a
things
person.
play out.
She
If
said,
you get
I
picked for
just
Run
want
Trump,
the
you
truth
have to
out
go
there.
to-
I just want people to have the whole scope
didn't he
of
play
who he
Leader
is as a
before?
person. In a statement, the Plattner campaign reiterated his denial and
This is
accused
far
her
from
of
the
Not in the
Democratic
most recent
organizing
ones.
the
In the
race.
most recent ones,
These
he was
allegations are very
raised.
serious, and Graham vigorously
been
denies
raised.
them.
He's been raised
They are
the whole
also
time.
coached and coordinated by out-of-state
I could play
established
melee if it'll
operatives.
make it
For a
easier.
year,
I could
opponents of this
go
campaign have thrown
survival.
everything they can at Graham, calling him a Nazi, a war criminal,
Why is
and a
Chad
communist.
just automatically
None
believing
of
this?
this has been
Flip
true,
these
and
things
this is
around,
no
right?
different. It is not a coincidence that this
Survival
story
will
comes
fix
a
one
week
of the
before the
things.
ballot deadline, just as the previous false allegations came a week
Yeah,
before
Becky,
the
I'm just going to try
primary.
to stay behind
Graham
Cammy.
began
You're
this
just going to have to
campaign
blink over
to
for the
fight
crystal.
for a Maine where
Yeah,
everyone
it's
is
actually
treated with
better if it's
dignity
further
and
because
where
then I can
Mainers
blink
are
instead of
put
run.
first,
Because if
and no amount
you're
of
too
desperate
close and I
smears will
blink, I just
stop
go
this
over
movement
it.
from seeing that vision through. What do you mean audio? What's wrong with the
where
audio?
Shut the fuck. He's skinwalking me. He's skinwalking me right now.
Plattner, an oysterman and political newcomer when he launched his Senate campaign last August, easily won the Democratic primary last month to face GOP Senator
it's
Susan
the
Collins
Hunters?
in one of the nation's most highly
It's
watched Senate
dark,
races.
I think.
His remarkable rise has been tainted by controversies including
Yeah,
offensive online
it's
comments
dark next.
and allegations of past mistreatment of women. He has not previously been accused of sexual assault. So here's the thing. Okay? Here's the thing.
Here's the thing, guys.
Note.
This is a serious accusation
him
of the
summoned.
highest order, and it has all
That's
of the hallmarks
I just need
of
to make the macro
a
for
verifiable
this muzzle.
accusation. Okay?
Yep, it should work now.
Conversations with
intermission, you
conversations
stand
in
about
the
there.
past, far before Graham Plattner.
And I think you just
far before
hug
Graham Plattner
Orange,
came onto the
right?
scene as a political operative.
Yeah,
He
you
hugs
hug
is
Star.
a
No, he hugs
fairly
Orange.
reliable
Oh, for the
For PT.
way to verify these
PT.
accusations.
Intermission,
I'm sorry, it's
he is
just
on
the
Star.
truth. Okay?
I think he's gone, so guys.
His kick is Boss Frame 2, kick
Like-
2, Cammy to cover. If
As you guys know,
he's
my
bad.
policy on
Wait,
this is, you
it
know,
says
believe women
3 in
doesn't
the
mean
raid plan.
I know it is
reflexively
3
assume that
by
all
the
women,
game mechanic, but
are
It is the
incapable
third
of telling a lie or
non-boss
anything. It just
boss
means
frame.
like, don't reflexively disbelieve
But-
women.
Oh,
Right?
It's the second one
Believe
that
all
isn't a
women
boss.
just means don't disbelieve all women. Oh, okay.
You are correct. It is technically Boss
Abernathy.
Frame 3.
Do you all know who that is? For those that
This
don't
is
know,
why
he's
we
Dr.
did
King's
his
right-hand man.
colors.
Wait, people are saying Ryan Grimm
He's
is
in
tweeting some
purple.
crazy shit right now. Wait,
Alright.
give me some
All
vote
the
blue no
things
matter
said,
who
all
it
the
is.
things
I
said.
need one from Kyle Kalinske about Plattner.
'Cause I would vote
he
for
is
Plattner
going to
right
be good
now.
on ads, but
would Kyle?
missing ribbon
At
means
least
ads
our
are gonna
guy
take
doesn't do it to
more
children.
work. So if you were ignoring
Fusion,
completely,
do your job.
pay a little
Thank
more
God it
attention.
wasn't a Iraqi child.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I need one more
Interrupts.
lefty person. tweeting. I need 4.
Sunfire?
Should be a campaign manager. Yeah, I'd go on. I'd be like, well,
Are we asking if
What
you
do I
could
have?
be
Could be worse.
Sunfire
Got
the
Kyle
ads?
Kalinske, Emma Vigiland, and a Pisca one. I don't need more Kyle
I
ones.
would
I
say
need one more
yes.
lefty.
It might actually be worth the global now.
is Pisco a lefty?
No,
Well,
but
the first
he's-
one definitely
he virtue signals with that vote blue no matter who thing.
So we're just gonna bully him, huh?
Yeah.
Base.
It can't be a random vote blue no matter who thing. It needs to be responsive to like a Plattner tweet or a Plattner story or something, guys.
Hassan? I think
If he
did
has one, but
Memory
it's got to be
game.
responsive to Plattner, just a random vote blue no matter who thing. We're just gonna be fucking falling with the Balrog.
Yeah, the Balrog.
Yeah, on our way down. Like, but it's not gonna be like Gandalf fighting the Balrog. The Balrog is gonna be Trump, and then it's just gonna be 2 Gandalfs beating each other over the head with their own staves, screaming, "Vote blue no matter who." As we all make our way to hell.
Oop. So D wasn't
Gandalf
5.
Sorry, the Balrog's
I
still
guess
on
we
the
skipped
fucking
something.
bridge.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
one in the middle had to be wrong, right?
Whoa, what? Hassan goes on a completely unprompted schizo rant about DGG.
No way.
Taking the time to reflect on the best path forward.
Uh-oh.
For the state that I love, The people.
I'm guessing
I
Triangle
love
would have been
when-
last then.
You know what's funny?
and T would have
I
had to
love
been
when people
3
go,
or 4 or
hey,
something like that.
this ginormous incident with
3, I think, is how the math
significant
works.
accusations of sexual assault
1, 4, 3,
took
5.
place that's
I think so
shaking
it is.
up national.
Is he about? I already know what he's doing. He's like, I like how when there's like a serious thing that comes out.
Oh, so it would have been 2.
Why can't it? The
Because
only
the marker that
fucking
wasn't in.
thing that the fucking other guys, the fucking libs can do is just they're fucking happy. They're happy there's a fucking rape. They're happy that a woman suffered. I can't fucking believe you guys would celebrate this fucking moment. I'm just kidding. Maybe he won't do that at all. Sorry. And I just humiliated myself if I did that.
News. How can I make this about my least favorite Twitch streamer?
Oh, never mind. There it is.
My head's
Are you
dying. I was
okay?
trying to get it.
How are you any
2,
different than the fucking weirdo Epstein
Interrupt.
fans who literally saw October?
What? You have to admit, all right, he is hella pressed. Okay. We've been
Interrupt.
talking about the Epstein ring a lot. All right, we're having membership problems. People aren't even signing up to the Epstein Island flights. Okay, we've had to cancel some of them because of how much pressure he's putting on us.
7,
No.
and then watched as Israel started bombing Gaza, immediately killing more people than October 7.
That's
and
nice. The
went to
glaives
work
push
to
you
be
back,
like,
Ismail.
This is our opportunity
Yep.
to make sure that we compile
Convenient.
every single thing that Hassan says. So we.
Oh, he's so mad about my tweet. Ooh, I'm
He's
saving.
scared.
From now on, every time I got a little folder on my desktop, so I know exactly which clips So anytime I see one of his little sycophantic fuck pieces of shit
He knows about your
tweeting some
secrets,
crazy
I guess.
weirdo shit about me, I got fucking videos just ready to go. Oh,
How are you
okay,
getting
I did
hit
this,
by
oh, what
them
about
then?
this and this and this and this and this? Woo-hoo-hoo.
The melee art.
We can make this a national story later down the line. If you see, incidents taking place of national consequence, and your first thought is, how do I make this about a fucking Twitch streamer? You're not gonna make it. Shut the fuck up.
We're living rent free right now.
Oh yeah, on a platform I'm banned from, so we're still getting access. Hell yeah. Yeah, boy.
You need help.
Okay.
I'm good.
I don't know how I feel about that laugh.
The
That's
movement I
scheming.
belong to, and the goal of defeating Susan Collins. Those were the goals when we launched this campaign,
Memory game.
and they remain my goals today. On June 9th, 154,058 Mainers, the most in primary history, voted to reject a broken politics beholden to Washington and the donor class. They voted for hope, for change, to take back our economy, to take back our power.
We're not making it about our least favorite Twitch streamer. We're asking for some accountability since you absolutely give positive coverage to this guy after knowing what he did in the Middle East. You're
Oh, uh-oh. Excuse me, did you not get the memo, bro? Did you not get the memo, chatter? We support anybody that we view as being aligned against the Dems. I don't give a fuck about killing some Middle Easterners. Why the fuck would a man who supports Hezbollah
Somebody else
and
has
the
been getting
Houthis,
all of mine.
why would he give a fuck about some dead Arabs? The man is Turkish, okay? Nobody loves dead Arabs more than Turks. Are you crazy, motherfucker? This guy doesn't care. Come on.
You're supposed to be on our side, but you run cover for people you know are war criminals, even though sexual assault is where you draw the line.
Memory game.
Ooh, Chatter just doesn't get it, guys. He doesn't get it, man. I just want to give you guys health care. Take my health care.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna move on from this.
Hassan is literally the guy at the end of he's got the cure for all of the working class idiots in his chat, and they're too stupid to understand. And now he just has to. We're just waiting for the end. I can help you guys, but
please shut the fuck up, please.
And to take back our Senate seat. Throughout it all,
On the other
you
side
never
of
turned
Key,
your
Epstein.
back on me.
You have time, though.
And
Go
I
there.
will not turn my back on you now. Every one of you deserves to see that
Oh,
vision come to fruition and see Susan
I was gonna hit
Collins.
Tatan's crystal.
It's a US guy.
Oh, I see.
Trump undid his red card.
fuck. Where's
Did
the
you
meme?
tweet?
Yeah, where's the meme of the guy holding up the card and it's got Trump's face on it? Oh, never mind. Found it.
Oh, didn't I send it to you?
Too late. You probably did.
I only send good memes. Don't forget. Oh, you got him. You tweeted at him.
And we will use
Guys, are we
every
all? Are
tool
we?
at our
Are we
disposal.
mobilized? Are we retweeting? Help him.
Who are we tweeting at?
You. Boost.
Wait for the one I just tweeted? Oh, that's fine. The one before was a better meme.
To do so.
I'm sorry I sacrificed you.
It's okay. Yeah, I'd rather you do
Laura
that.
Loomer's on this underage girls on kick thing. She keeps tweeting this out. She's been tweeting about it for 3 days.
Underage girls.
See, it's
on
three.
Kick.
I just do
I
one.
don't see no mark.
You're an orange.
Daniel
you're an
Lee is
orange,
saying that
Epstein, you're an
Platter's
orange.
entire defense of this is just
Get in
nuh-uh.
orange. Oh,
He's
heel.
saying that there were a coordinated smear campaign and coaching, but if that was the case, he put that shit on the
I
limelight
don't see
yesterday.
any
Instead,
markers
nothing.
on the ground.
Yeah.
Ground markers?
Does your community seriously believe that being in
Yeah,
the
are there
military
ground
means
markers down
automatically
right
you're a war criminal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? There
no.
was not any.
Hell yeah,
But
bro.
there are some.
Really?
Well, I will tell you this:
In my
standing in
community.
none is not the
Really
right
bad.
choice.
There are
I was like,
people on the
I was
left
like searching like
who
my
automatic-
face off trying to find. I don't like see them down right now either.
Yeah.
Screenshot it.
I think you should relog.
I just replaced them. Make sure. Can you see the green one that I just put down in front?
I am getting there. Yeah, I see the green marker.
Yeah, I just
Okay,
replaced
yeah,
that,
now I
that's
see
fine.
them.
Oh, okay. My bad. Probably should. Protection of the boss money.
Come on, Nox, I believe. Keep us alive.
Danny the Dark does.
I'm not healing you.
5, 4,
It's gonna reset.
2, 1.
Maybe make sure your kick also works.
Memory
Epsi.
game.
automatically go, oh, you touched you touched a machine gun, you were in the American military.
What was the what did Hassan say again, Mooten? Can you remind me? What did he say about Kamala Harris recently? What did he say about her?
Oh, she'd be the 1-to-1, the same as Donald Trump?
No.
Or that she belonged in the Hague?
Yeah, that she should turn herself into the Hague for being the vice
that's what it
president. By the way, vice president.
The American military is an imperialist force. You have done war crimes. It's understandable why people arrive at that conclusion, for the record, because many who are who do
I mean, the
active
macro
duty
looks
combat, who see
fine.
active duty combat, engage
Try it again.
in things like that.
Oh, things like that. Many of them do.
Do you think
My
you could name
scrutiny
one?
of this of Graham Plattner's background came from his
But
Four
not
Taurus
Hamas,
plus
no.
Blackwater,
Give
but
me
it
a straight
wasn't
buff, please.
enough for me to say like,
Absolutely not.
you know,
This is the funny sentence in the universe. Okay,
None.
Blackwater,
Interrupts.
sure. But okay,
Thank you.
Blackwater
He
maybe
doesn't
a
know where it
little bit
is.
of a red flag, bro.
I have
For
a long
any other
ramp, okay?
person, oh my god.
Oh,
of
it's
Graham
not
Plattner's
focusing,
background
that's the
came
problem.
from
That is a problem.
his Four Taurus plus Blackwater, but it wasn't enough for me to say like, you know,
Oh
this is
my
I'm, you know, I'm pulling out of this.
He would be making so many jokes, like killing
Are you
Middle East
pressing
Arabs
the
wasn't enough
button
3 times. You had to go
twice?
back a 4th time, and you were so hungry for
Well,
blood, you had
it
to go
doesn't
private
even actually
contractor
have
afterward. Like he would be
focus on it.
saying so much if this guy wasn't on his team. It's actually
Copy it
crazy,
from
bro.
Let me just get my.
We're going to take notes.
It doesn't need a
Didn't this guy,
focus.
fuck, give me the video. 10
Yeah, it
minute
doesn't
ads. If he
use a
was,
focus
was
at
this
all.
guy attacking Pete Buttigieg for his
My
military
BM one
service? Like, Jesus
needed to
Christ.
If you're in
bro.
second, you don't
No,
need a
Where
focus.
is my
wanted to-
skeleton?
Just P being gay.
and made the
well,
effort to try
that's a
to
given.
interview
Okay,
him.
every single
specifically on
person,
that,
never make your
and
own macro.
never got the
Go to the
opportunity to do
website,
so.
press the
You wanna
button,
Instagram now,
and
buddy?
click
It's
it.
available.
Don't
Well,
modify
for the
the one.
record,
Delete the
Do
old
you think
one.
watching
We
this on
cannot
Super Soft
keep
here is
doing
making
this.
any
If
of
you
his
ever
casual
get
audience
change
falter?
positions,
Oh, yeah, a
delete
little bit,
the
yeah,
old
that's why there are
macro.
people that are kind of fighting, and he didn't ban that one guy because he knows.
If
his
I
chat's
copy
gonna
it from
have
the
time with
site,
us.
it says
Because
cast
there's,
counter
like,
shot.
remember, the way that
counter
he
shot.
brings in his
Oh my
ideology
gosh, I
is
will
like
change your
super
Edit it
quickly.
to
So he tries to
muzzle,
sneak
but
it
that's
in on
only
the
a
back
change
of
I
like
made. Okay,
progressive
so
shit. But there, at
I just
times,
press it
when
once
there's
when
a
it's my
confliction
interrupt. Got
between
it.
his like Marxist Leninist or Stalinist
Yes.
beliefs and then the
What the fuck?
Oh, okay.
I should have actually read the macro. I'm idiot. I've been like pressing it as soon as they spawn to focus it, but I guess it's just burning my interrupt.
Yep. There you go.
the progressive ones, he goes with the ML
5,
beliefs. But that's like pretty
4,
hard for
3,
most of his audience. My guess
2,
is like 80 to 90% of his audience are solidly just progressives, super progressives, like bordering like socialist curious, but not full on the Marxist Leninist authoritarian commie shit. So whenever he goes like into these takes, it becomes very,
I
very
did
hard.
it.
I imagine for a lot of his audience to come along, yeah.
I'm getting
Gretchen,
fucking
you
dominated in the
did.
bot lane right now.
very dodgy about.
4,
They were initially interested, but then when I offered my scrutiny
Memory game.
very publicly, the campaign was somewhat dodgy about it.
Wait, what? Hold on. Sorry, what did he say?
They were very dodgy about. They were initially interested, but then when I offered my scrutiny, very plus Blackwater, but it wasn't enough for me to say like, this is I'm pulling out of this. I wanted to and made the effort to try to interview him specifically on that, and never got the opportunity to do so.
Is there any video footage at all of Hassan being super critical of Plattner's military history? I'm very curious about that, but
it doesn't exist. For the record.
Pete Buttigieg saw a decade of senseless war and decided to still go to Afghanistan, not because he had no other option, but for his resume. That alone is almost as disqualifying as Biden's Iraq vote. My
He looks
God,
better than
bro.
you guys.
Fucking loser.
They were
Cliff.
very dodgy about. They were initially interested.
Holy
but then
mackerel.
When I offered my scrutiny,
Like, here's the big issue now, right? How much did Plattner win the primary by? She dropped. Oh, so the polling was like brutal then. So
God
like
damn it.
now what?
I don't know. They might actually need to just put a new candidate in there.
Well, but so now that's the thing is because there's this Troy guy that I'm guessing like the lefties like or whatever.
Yeah.
But how are they not going to get like smashed over the head with you know what, right? Do you know what? What do you?
The Kamala shit.
Yeah, exactly. Wait,
there was
what?
no blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah,
we
blah,
didn't have
blah,
a primary. Wait, what? You guys chose somebody
It's
without
rigged.
exactly. Yeah, what the fuck? How are they gonna?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say?
Do I have anything that works in the air on this fucking stupid?
Anything else?
Oh, also, okay.
very publicly, the campaign was somewhat dodgy
Sorry, I don't
about
want anybody
it.
to forget. Has he criticized Plattner at all? Any linkers?
I don't know.
And I never got to. I never got to actually ask him
I'm lagging.
personally about some of these questions that I had.
I can't believe they dodged
Yeah,
Hassan because they knew that he
But
was
if
gonna
you
hold him
recall, one of
accountable.
the things,
It's something to do with the server.
one of the things that I had said on a Pod Save America podcast
Oh yeah, tell us.
was
He just went
a
robotic
comparison
too.
between Abdul Syed and Graham Platter.
Is it my turn now? I'm gonna
yeah,
go
what did you
relog.
say?
Like all of these Fox News guys are like, I can't believe this is what Graham Plattner was doing. How dare he do such horrible
it just
things?
Discord?
It's like, dog. Pete Hegseth, the current Secretary
Typically,
of
one
War,
issues with both of
was
them
your
is it's the
coworker.
authentication servers are going
Okay.
down.
Pete Hegseth
It happened
was
like,
literally
what was it,
your
like 2 or 3 months
coworker
ago?
and was
Like
a
everything
notorious
exploded.
drunk rapist. Like,
It's fine now.
if you want to talk about Nazi
That's what I'm saying,
tattoos,
Dragon.
Graham Plattner's Totenkopf didn't get dinged
I don't think I'm allowed to say
by
goodnight yet.
the
are
military, which again is more of a
Good
diss on the
evening,
military.
everybody.
Wait, is that true? I thought that was why one of the reasons why he couldn't go
Yeah,
back
you here today.
was because it did get dinged.
Getting
And then
past
he had to,
flashbacks.
he said it
Everyone's like,
hasn't
oh,
been
I
dinged,
can't play the
so I'm
game
not
because
sure.
my
I thought
computer's
it
so
getting hit in
bad.
the military and he could have gotten it
Oh.
removed, but he chose not to. Was part of the story. But I might maybe
I
I'm
don't
not
know about
agree with
that.
I don't know.
There's not
These
enough
guys are
Man, my
time.
favela is really bad in the
Oh,
rain.
whatever. I got to
I
start.
used to pull that
Some
sort of
states
shit
require
back in my
special election to
fucking
fill a vacancy.
PC.
A few states. Okay.
Is it
So they're
Comcast?
just going to do an appointment.
Dude, I was just gonna say these guys are rating like it's 2008
Special
Comcast.
Senate elections.
when I
in
rated on
Kentucky.
dial-up. I have Xfinity, man. It's probably just fucking Comcast, bro.
Mitch McConnell have questions raise Kentucky Senate succession issues.
Yuck.
I have
Yeah,
no
as
other
a-
choice around here.
The episode
Is
is
it
on attention to
Comcast
leadership
just a
of
bad
lawmakers made
decision?
2024 to the state Senate vacancy
Yeah.
laws. The legislation eliminated the governor's ability to appoint.
But I can't have another provider.
Oh, there's a new special election.
Does
Okay,
Cox
okay, okay.
exist?
It went the
People
opposite
still
direction.
get internet
given
Cox.
how
I love
Democratic
Cox.
Republicans are, they would
Oh,
have
yeah.
it would be an appointment
Yeah, I
rather
was
than
gonna
a
say,
special election.
it's,
But there is a
can't
special
use
election
enough
process,
Cox.
which is why they're hiding his death because they don't want Massey to run.
Say less.
Gotcha,
Gotta
gotcha,
get
gotcha.
Cox all up in their sockets.
That's so funny. I have 5 internet providers available.
Because the governor is
to
a
me.
Democrat. Yeah, they probably
I
changed
have-
it because they were worried about Bashir putting a Democratic senator in if McConnell died. They probably changed the law specifically so that he couldn't do that.
How's Vosh
I have
taking it?
Verizon.
Sorry.
When
Knox had to remember how to type. I
don't
have
know what the
Verizon
laws
for
are
that
about the
long.
legality of covering up a person's
Oh,
death
I
in
guess I do have
Well, he
AT&T.
has
It's not
to
really
look at the
relevant. It's not like the
keys.
law exists anymore.
Bro, he didn't know what they
How
are.
long
He
do they have
just
to cover it
guessed
up until
them.
Massey
I
can
had to
run?
sound
That
it
is a
out,
good
all right?
question.
Leave me alone.
Kentucky
good.
filing deadline. Senate
Technically, like
midterms.
there are
August
other
3rd,
like satellite
August 6th. I'm
options
hearing
as
early.
well,
I'm hearing a
but-
widespread of early
Yeah.
Augusts from chat. Let's take a look specifically.
Verizon is millimeter
Candidate
wave.
filing
I
deadlines
mean,
opens November 5th. Wait, closes
the
January
setup
9th,
is
2026. Do they not have
plug
a
this
closing
into
deadline?
power. It works.
Or is it for the primary? Would he be running as a Republican? Wait, hold on. Kentucky Republican Senate primary filing
Something
deadline.
computer talk. I don't know.
The primary election took place on May 19th. Well, wait, that's the federal. Hold on.
It's
Where are you
the
guys getting
5Gs
August 3rd
everyone's
from?
afraid
Where
about.
are you getting that information
They're
from?
blasting into
Here?
my house right now.
There's a lot of
Consuming
confusion around
it.
the August 3rd Kentucky date, so let's clear it up. Amendments to
God,
Constitution,
gun,
5G seems like a lot. You should be careful.
Two arguments arguing for the third with testimony. Oh my,
It's
wait,
on a
hold on.
roller
I'm sorry. Is
coaster
it
right now.
ambiguous? You'd have two sides arguing for the third with one saying Section 152
It's
of the Constitution
sustained,
requires
too. It's a
vacancies,
sustained
H,
5G.
B, 6,
5G on a roller
So Bashir would get an
coaster.
appointment amending Section 152 of the Constitution because law won't overdo it. They're arguing Section 152.
That would only
Phone
kill
calls.
like 80% of
Oh my god, it's
people
fucking
on that
legally
roller
ambiguous. Holy
coaster.
shit.
What?
Oh my god, the law
Unironically,
doesn't-
I'm pretty sure
It
I
has
have
to
its
do
place
with,
on a phone
do you have a
hotspot.
qualified
I thought like
competent
9 was
candidate
the
who
lethal
can
level.
beat the
For me in Maine,
A lot of people
more than
will
2 years long.
pass out
before he entered her
at,
rural
like,
Maine home
2.
uninvited
Oh,
one night
sure.
in late 2021. So I
think
promise
I'm
you,
real.
on a
He was
roller intoxicated, coaster, forced past himself like on her 1 while she was is told to lethal. stop. She said she cut off
That
contact with him
streak
after
is
telling him
still
the encounter
out.
was not consensual. I remember
I'm
him
gonna
being
look
on
up
the
the
roller
Nebraska,
coaster
right?
of me. She said, I remember the specific moment where I
Yeah.
thought to
Whoa.
myself, like, this is no longer my choice.
Triangle.
Raisa Katz was one of the women that New York Times had talked to, we should say, but at that time, she gave kind of a more generic assessment.
Every
as
dial, let's
separate
get, like,
from the woman
actually
who,
examples.
had made the more
Let's
notable
focus.
allegations in the New York Times story, who's a Republican political operative. That's not
Everyone's
the case for
connected.
Raisa Katz. She said this: one of the
Caps
reasons I
out
didn't
at
come forward
17.
sooner was the huge moral conflict that I had between supporting his politics, but not supporting him as a
That's
person.
like my
I just want the
first
truth out
major
there.
mess up
I
in
just want
2
people to have a
days.
whole scope of who he is as a person. She provides some corroborating evidence, including this Facebook message exchange. A friend, I guess, was
The
asking
thing
her for
is,
advice
Joey,
about
you
whether
got selected to
she was
make
fixed
it
up
that
flat or
far.
with a third
If you
person.
were gonna die at
Raisa Katz says
5Gs,
that he can be
you
charming and
wouldn't
funny.
have been
He's a
allowed
decently
to
intelligent
fly a
person.
plane.
He's not all bad. By
Dude,
any
I
other
got
situation with him.
incentive
I was
flight,
very
bro. We
politely
full
called
7.8
him
Gs,
consensually
bro. It's not
careless
that
at
bad.
times. She
Just
goes
need
on
to learn
record
how to breathe.
and says he lies. Also,
It's ne-
there's some
No,
more
it's not about the
explicit details
breathing. It's about
of the
your
story
heart
here,
being strong enough to
including
get
where
the
Scott's saying that
oxygen.
Bro's a fighter
oxygen
pilot, and you're gonna
I don't
argue
know
with
if
him
it's
about how
concerned.
this works?
He
I'm
did
not a fighter
shot inside
pilot,
of
but
her,
however,
she
I
was
did get a ride
worried
in a
about
fighter
that,
jet.
and after
So
she
I hope
realized she
you
was not
did.
pregnant,
Bro, you could have
she
just been a
messaged him on
fighter
Instagram,
pilot.
you
Nobody
know,
would have
saying
questioned
You
it.
could have been a fighter pilot. from now on.
leading the riot after
Having
saying that
someone
she
else
was
Bro's a
pilot for
fighter
years, since
pilot.
we
Retired
Dude,
fighter
he's a fucking
pilot.
Fighter pilot. Press flap
did
right
those
now.
Instagram messages.
I didn't know
which we tried to
Joseph
block
Cheeks
it
was a
all.
fighter pilot. That's fucking
So
sick.
that is the allegation. Very
Joseph
serious.
Cheeks.
Confirmed he doesn't have
That
flap
put out,
macro.
kind of strange.
That may how many
it's not
100% be his
call
call
sign.
sign
We
if
talked
he
about,
was one.
you
Yeah.
know, all, like,
Sure,
I
we
guess
can
we'll
try.
talk about all that. I just kind of want to play the key part of that video.
Regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful the political reality won't reflect. We are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward.
So
One
anyway,
more
a lot there. I just thought that was pretty noteworthy thing to say. We're taking time to reflect on the best path forward. We don't have a lot of time. July 13th is the last day for him to drop out of the race. But he maintains denial of the reporting, but
I had been
not really very
spamming
forceful.
Death Grip on it for
Pushback
the last
comes to-
3
I think
seconds
pushback
when
comes
you
to
said
the race,
it.
I think that your response might be different. But Sarah was wondering what your kind of initial reactions to it.
All right, so first of all, the reporting here is quite excellent because they have a lot of details. And I think for some people right now who are saying, whose instinct is to defend Plattner, they're going to say, well, I need to see more evidence. And actually, if you read the reporting carefully, the evidence is pretty strong, right? Like they have her, she's one of the women who's in the New York Times story, but she's very clear in the piece. They're very good at sort of laying out why. In the piece, she was somewhat more circumspect. And it also, you know, having looked at the New York Times piece when it came out, Lindsay Fifield got in a big fight with the New York Times. She is the Republican operative who says she was coaxed into telling the story in the New York Times and ultimately was angry because she felt like her story became central. And I think it became central because ultimately she had the most, like the biggest accusation in there, which was some sort of, you know, forcing her into a room and holding her arm behind her back. And so that was as close to sort of like, that was an assault allegation that sort of got framed as him trying to restrain her in some way, whatever. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't a knockout blow. This woman was also in that piece, but didn't come forward with a rape accusation. And let's be clear, Tim saying he's uncomfortable saying it in front of me. I'll just be really clear. Like, this is a rape accusation. What is in this piece?
Yeah, no, the word rape wasn't my problem. It was just talking about ejaculating.
Okay.
It made me uncomfortable in a moment there.
I'm
for a second.
Okay.
So the
well,
euthanasia
I don't know what
coaster
to feel about that.
maintains
It's okay.
10
It's-
Gs.
I wasn't blaming you.
through
I'm just
that
saying, that, you know,
entire thing.
saying ejaculation. I'm building up to it. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's a serious matter.
It's okay.
Continue.
And so, and one of the things that I had a couple of the nuance of the reporting was strong, and I had a couple initial reactions. One is the text message that you showed.
The problem
is frustrating
is
to me
not
because
whether
right
or
at the
not
bottom
you
of
can
it, the
survive
friend
doing
asks,
like
"Oh my God."
5Gs or 3Gs as
forces
a
himself
human.
on people? Question mark.
The
There's a
problem
response
is
there, and I
that
wanna
you
know
would
what that
be in a
response is.
roller coaster cart,
just
and
not-
5Gs
The
will
other
split
thing to
your
me that was
legs
notable was
backwards
this
over
idea that
the
they had
bar.
been sort of
seeing each other casually.
That's the
he shows up
issue.
hammered.
How
walks
does that
into
work?
her house,
It depends
and,
on
like,
the altitude
the
now.
idea that he's denying
It depends on whether they're
this is what happens
regular
when one person's
inverted
sober and the
G's or
other
they're going
person's
up or
hammered,
downhill.
right? Like if
The way the roller coaster is
sober
getting
and
G's
she's
are the wrong
sober,
way.
overwhelming her
But
doesn't remember
you're
the
just
same
getting
way, but he
pushed
was really
into the
drunk and
cart.
she was at home sober.
Yeah, you're not like
this is
your-
her,
your shit's not hanging
this is
out.
two people who were hammered. And so I just
He's riding the
I feel
Batman
like
at
at
Six
some point,
Flags.
and it was always like this. I was willing to be open to the idea that an apology for the past Reddit behavior, for the past
Not the Reddit
terrible things
behavior.
that he said, an apology and saying he was wrong and he had changed was okay. I could accept that. That was always the problem, though, with the new allegations when they started to come, the ones that were more recent, because it started to lay the predicate that he hadn't changed. And this coming out, this isn't from 20, even if it was, rape is rape. There's no like, hey, we get to,
It's late to get their
later
crystal
it's
there.
okay,
I grabbed
right?
it, so I just grab it in the next set.
Yeah, but this was not that long ago, and it was recent enough that this woman has the receipts and people that she talked to, and so I just think there's no reason not to believe this account. And what we know of his character does not exonerate him from behavior like this. And he's right though; it is a distraction. And I think that video, when you say it's a weird video, to me it's like, okay, that's a trial balloon. And he's waiting to see if people pop it, right? He's waiting to see if the reaction is, no, you've got to stick this out. Or
I don't know, man. I don't.
You just talent all your damage.
I mean, these guys have watched elections longer than me, but you never ever show hesitancy until you're gone. That's why, like, people always get really mad and they pretend to not understand. But when people asked, they were asking, I think, McMorrow this, like, are you gonna drop out? She's like, no, I'm not going to drop out. And then obviously she drops out. It's the same thing when people are running against each other in primaries. It's the same thing when you're in the general. It really doesn't matter. You never, ever, ever show hesitancy. Like, people ask these questions in interviews. Oh, like, if you dropped out, would you consider a cabinet position with this person?
Not
Like, I'm
all
not even
G's
thinking about
push
that. Why
you
would you
into the
start talking
cart.
about it?
Some pull you out of the
I feel
cart.
like
Some throw you
the
side to
microsecond
side.
that guy is like,
As long as they're all pushing you, yeah. As long as they're all pushing you into the cart, yeah. Like 4 and 5, you can
that
be
has to
fine.
be the case.
It's
right?
the second you
there's
go
no
over the
possible
top of the
way
hill and you hit 3 or 4.
that it's anything beyond
That's
him
where the
stepping
problems
down.
start
Like,
occurring.
that's just
Or you hit a curve going 3 or 4.
you've got to get out.
That
And I
would
think,
be
and I'm just gonna. This is the last
rather
thing I'll say, but we
bad
did a
for
focus
the
group
human
of main
anatomy.
women. Right before
Some
the
of it would depend on the shape of
And
the
Yeah, I mean, it
poster.
depends on what
We're
you're
all sticking to
strapped
class.
into,
We're all,
yes.
Yeah,
but
like,
in
if you're gonna
general,
make
the horizontals and the negatives are real bad over like 2.
But yeah,
But
like
like the
even
negatives,
worse.
you would need to be doing an outwards like loop, which basically doesn't exist.
You could also hit it on anything with steel wheels that goes up and down quickly. When you hit the top of the hill going fast enough, you would hit negative.
We're with him. We're
But
like,
also
if there
just
was
like
something that we do, we
sustained
walk away
G's.
loving it. They all say that's actually
just like,
and you know, just
that's
said,
the whole problem with the
they
death
said, there's no
coaster
way I would
is
be
that
able to
it's
vote for him
just
if he-
sustained.
If something came out that it was substantiated that he had sexually assaulted somebody,
For
because
how
then in
long?
my mind he should be in jail. He shouldn't be in
It's like
Congress or in
5
the Senate
minutes
earning a
to-
paycheck off of taxpayer
No
dollars.
fucking
And
way.
Sharon says,
No
I
one
agree with
said-
Chad.
I've got
She
the
just said
page
exactly how I feel. I'm looking at the long game. I want collins out. If he, it'd have to be pretty bad. It'd have to be pretty bad. And then the moderator said, do you have any idea what that would be? And Sharon said, maybe sexual assault. And Danielle said, probably sexual assault, or going back to what someone else said, that if it was the case, like, this is people talking, so we would hope that our justice system was taking care of that. Then we wouldn't be in the situation where they'd be able to run. But, you know, I mean, look at the rest of our government. Like, who knows? So there's that. And then Kim said, I would think, like, if he was really, you know, accused of sexual assault, and that was a true thing, like, that would take him off the option to vote.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. I guess that main Democratic voters aren't going to approve of somebody that commits sexual assault or rape. Look, my view on this is, and this is why I think that the video is weird. And I think it goes back to like a fundamental first principle on all this stuff, which is like, why does the main Senate race matter? Like, why does anybody care about this? Why do we care about this? Why do others care about this? Like, everybody comes to these things for their own motivations. And like, I've been very upfront. I think most of us in the Bulwark have. Like, I think it's critical that the Democrats take control of the Senate next year. And I would be willing to swallow people that have very different ideologies from me on a wide variety of issues.
Same.
If they're willing, if they're going to take the Senate race is different than a governor's race or a mayor's race or a presidential race. That you're one vote out of 100, and it's like extremely important that who knows what's happening with 82-year-old Trump in 2028.
These
the
are
top priority
horrible
needs to be making
freaking
sure that if
glaives.
the Democrats control both houses of Congress, they can check him, they can prevent him from putting, you know, who the hell knows? He floated Ted Cruz today on the Supreme Court, or Eileen Cannon. They can stop Eileen Cannon from getting on the Supreme Court. They can investigate his corruption. We could go down the whole list, right? Like, the Senate has huge oversight and advising consent powers.
Our one
and,
res
like,
is
Susan Collins has
huge.
not.
Better at
We've
RNG.
talked about this a lot, and so for that reason, it's critical that the Democrats are smart about who they nominate, and Democratic voters are smart about who they nominate, that they're responsible. And you know, my view on Plattner from the start was always like, it would be interesting to try kind of a DSA, lefty, populist, working class guy. I wish it was in a state that was less important to the Democrat Senate majority because it was a risk. Like, every time this has come up, that's what I said. It was a risk. And I'm like, this is why it's a risk. Like, you know, if he then stays in this race past July 7th, 13th, and even more stuff comes out, and you hand the Democrats the Senate seat in the race that should be the easiest to take this year. I think this is like the most important thing, and why I'm frustrated with his like quote, where he's like, I'm going to take a few days to decide. It's like, no, if you didn't rape this woman, if you didn't rape this woman, then you should be fully, you know, all
Oh my God, dude.
all in on campaigning for yourself and defending your honor and doing so respectfully, obviously, to the accuser, but like, you should be fully in on making sure that you're following out all the stops and demonstrate to people that you are trustworthy and they can rely on you and they should be behind you and you should win the Senate race. To do that whole like, oh well, I don't know, you know, we'll see how things go over the next couple days. Like that is somebody to me that like either thinks that there's more stuff coming out or doesn't have faith in himself that he can finish this race. And to me, that is the top sign that you have to move on. You know, and like obviously, I mean, the facts of this are true. That's the one reason they have to move on. But I just mean from a political standpoint, it's like the Democrats cannot have a nominee in the state that they most need to win, number one, the state that Kamala won, that should be the easiest to win, and put it behind somebody who seems unwilling to even fully defend himself, like in the face of these accusations, and who seems to make me think that more stuff is coming out. I don't know, so to me, like that just says, okay, it's time to move on.
Yeah, and I think that there's two parts of this to talk about. There's the moral part of it, and there's the political part of it. Now, I think a credible accusation of rape,
Not good.
I think that's the ballgame, personally. But the political side of it is, like, it is now, because like you said, there's no statute of limitation on rape. Like, there's going to be questions of whether she's going to bring charges. Like, think about this for a second. For people who are sitting there right now thinking, oh, you should stay in and brazen through this. Republicans have so many, incredibly accused rapists, not the least of which is the sitting president of the United States, who has 28 sexual assault allegations against him and has been adjudicated. Like, but
I love the people in the comments or whatever on Twitter. Some people are like, talk about Trump. What about Trump's rapes? I'm like, I have. We talk about Trump shit all the time. I love Trump 3 times. Like, it's crazy that he's in there. Yeah, it's worse. It's worse. The accusations against him are worse. Okay, so.
And the scale of them are worse. And he shouldn't have been elected president. And basically, that's the whole reason the Bulwark exists, is to oppose Donald Trump, because we think he is morally and ethically unfit in every way to be a part of this country, or to be running this country. And we've been doing that for 8 years. And so nobody can hold a candle to saying that Donald Trump should be gone, and that a big part of the reasons were allegations, like the sexual assault allegations. He should have been gone from the moment that the Inside Edition, whatever, tape came out on us.
He admitted to
the Access Hollywood thing. He admitted it. Okay, so he's gone. He should be gone. And I also want to say this, that I'm with Tim. Like, I was.
That was not
Someone did hit Derms. I don't know who it was. Was it you or Derm?
It was Duns, yeah.
All right, last poll.
I don't think that's like ever happened right there, so can do better.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Some days the bomb gets through to you.
I think when it comes out, you just like teleport out to the moon.
Interrupts. Interrupt.
Whoa.
Really trying to get there on Platinum because it was important, and also because for me it was not a question of ideology. Like, sometimes people in the chat or wherever are like, well, Sarah's a Republican. Guys, all of us were Republicans at the Bulwark. Every single one of us, except for the new people, right? But everybody who founded it, right? Phil, Tim, JVL, Mona, that's what we were all doing, okay? And we all walked out on Trump because he was of bad character, he was a horrible person, and we want to do everything we can to stop him. The main Senate seat is deeply critical, so do you know why it's important right now? Is that there is still time. There's still time. Let's see. Platinum would have to formally withdraw by 5 p.m. on July 13th. Then a vacancy in the nomination is created that has to be filled by July 27th. Now look, it's bad. It's bad that we are in this situation, just like it was bad when we were in this situation with Biden. But that is the problem with the people who don't make good decisions about who the candidate should be. It has nothing to do with progressives versus centrists. It has to do with, do you have a qualified, competent candidate who can beat the other person effectively? And right now, the answer on Grant Plattner is no on the political question.
I agree with that, and this is one thing again, just to talk about the progressive factionalist fight about this for a second, because that does drive a lot of all this. I mean, we can just be honest. Like, a lot of people's takes about Plattner are downstream from their takes on ideology, right? And it's like a lot of the people who are very big Plattner supporters have been defending him. If these same accusations had been out against Josh Shapiro, they would be the first ones to say that he should be thrown overboard. And vice versa. Obviously, there are people of goodwill out there, but like a lot of this is downstream of that. I think that the progressive side has like some decent arguments and critiques of the Democratic establishment and how they ran campaigns from 2016 to 2024.
No,
and like
they
nominating candidates who put working class interests first and who are more clearly
Yeah, where were their candidates then? Anybody can have good critiques. Hold on, you don't have to give it to them. You really don't. You really don't. Anybody can have good critiques.
Still bad.
But do nothing, right? If they had such great fucking critiques, and these guys knew so much about winning elections, where the fuck are all their candidates?
Basically, one going back
and forth. Elections then? They didn't. They didn't win anywhere. They didn't do anything. Oh my god, it was
me to Steve in D&D.
What? We won all the time. We were true.
That's all.
Good night, everybody.
We were. Wait, really?
How big
Don't
is your
look now,
damage
but
meter? You
Matt
can see my
Iglesias
damage
deleted all
at
of his
all
tweets containing
changing
Platinum's
Cammy.
Nazi tattoo.
Uh,
Wait, really?
I show